Yeah, your story is not really your story anymore.
my
The second you
gosh.
put your faith and trust and the process in the hands of college coaches.
You do not, man. And of course, too, you think about recruiting in the beginning phases, then in the middle, then towards the end. I'm glad we got a destination that we're proud, that he's proud of, that we feel comfortable sending him to next year, man. So going into his senior year, Will, I got a senior, which is
Crazy.
insane to me. He got senior pictures coming up real soon. He's actually got one more
that
big
day.
tournament.
Uh-huh.
He got to go out to actually Long Beach tomorrow.
Wow.
This big baseball tournament,
California.
area codes,
West Coast, best coast.
West Coast, best coast, man. He got to go to this thing called area codes, and it is a big event, bigger than
Okay.
I ever thought. And there'll be more scouts and college coaches there too. But that is the end of the baseball cycle for 2026. We've been going since high schools kicked off, like first pitch in March, April, and he's been on the go ever since, man, chasing his dreams. So
So
that's
we get a
all
little
you
break after this
I think.
until the next opportunity comes.
Until the next opportunity, but I think he's going to give his arm a break
Nice.
and us a break. It's football season.
It is football season.
It is. Thank you
Absolutely
for
right.
giving me that opportunity,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely. You all deserve the congratulations. It's a process. You guys have been through this long process. I know he's been through a long process, and it is the culmination of a big dream to be a college athlete. So that is so awesome for him.
No doubt. Campbell Camels, man. I was looking up stickers this weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, a Campbell dad. I was just like, we'll see.
Orange and white,
It
orange
is.
and black.
It is.
Uh-huh.
Well, his high school is also orange and black
I know.
as well.
Same colors as same colors as them, for
He
sure.
doesn't have to switch up. When I tell you for a D1, I would say a mid-level D1 school, but they do baseball really high. They put on a show on this recruiting visit.
That's awesome.
It was everything that you wanted and more, and it wasn't for those reasons. I ended up talking to one of the coaches during this process as well. I was like, what got you guys? Like, one, we didn't know. We played a small circuit for years. I would tell any travel parent, go to the big tournaments. I wouldn't do all the showcases, but go to the big tournaments so your kid can be seen. We kind of were last in getting to those big games, those big teams as well, so we didn't really get seen like that. He didn't get seen like that. And the coaches who finally saw him was like, who is this kid? They said they saw him warming up in his bullpen and called their coaches like, we have to get him. I was just like,
I love it.
wow. You just never know, man. Recruiting is just have a good one on the day that they're looking for a spot. In which they're willing to recruit. So fun.
He is going to the same baseball program as Hall of Famer Gaylord Perry,
Yeah.
who was inducted in the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1991, the first ever pitcher to win the Cy Young in both the American League and the National League.
Wow. Get out of here.
So-
In both?
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
First ever pitcher to win Cy Young in both leagues.
That's
So,
actually pretty cool. That's what they do, too. Like, they develop and send you out. I had somebody tell me the Angels starting shortstop is also from Campbell, too.
oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, there's a few pitchers
Nice.
around the league as well, and they also send players to, like, bigger schools as well. It's not the biggest town, but I told them, I was like, what are we going there for? They're going there for baseball. I think they went like 47-13 last year or something like that as a team. So,
Cedric Mullins, Zach Nito, the guy you're talking about for the
Zach
LA
Nito.
Angels.
Yep, absolutely.
it.
They got a few players
Fantastic.
around. It was an eye-opener to see what their program was about. And you know what, too? Their coaches, they brag about baseball being their thing.
Love that.
Like, football is cool.
Love that.
But we get baseball funding here,
I love
which
it.
is kind of funny.
I love it. Very well deserved,
Appreciate
very
that, Will.
exciting, and absolutely big weekend for the Foster household.
Whew, no doubt.
Well, today is a big day for the Tennessee Titans as they put the pads on, and as Robert Saleh says, the fun begins today. But when we come back, what happened on Saturday over the weekend? Many of you all were here. If you weren't, we'll tell you what you missed. Coming up next.
It's Ramon Foster for Hiller Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, along with plumbing. That's on me. I got to make sure I hit all sides of this thing, man, because we don't like dealing with a plumbing and HVAC or electrical emergency around our house, especially when it's hot outside and the HVAC breakdown, or that uncle comes over and just messes up the plumbing system around the house. Whatever it is, Hiller can take care of that. Because with us, most of the time we don't know what it will cost, or if it'll get fixed right, or if somebody's trying to sell you something you don't need. When you reach out to Hiller, the experts, they solve your problems quickly, and the price you're told is the price that you'll actually pay, with no hidden fees or surprises on your bill at all. Hiller's been in business for over 35 years, and our family owned and operated. Their techs are very professional, experienced, and trustworthy. And when they're on their way, you'll receive a photo of the tech and a link to track them in real time, so you're not sitting around wasting your time. They believe in 100% satisfaction every time they come to your house. Their motto is happy you'll be, or the service is free. If you're not satisfied with the work that Hiller does, listen, customer care is what they're all about. They will simply give you your money back or try to fix it as best as they possibly can the way you like it. To learn more about them or to book with them, simply head over to happyhiller.com.
Monday morning, hour number 1 of Ramon and Will. Ramon Foster, Will Bowling, live from the Vanderbilt Health Football Center. 615-737-1045 is our number. Titans made some roster moves over the weekend. Yesterday, adding 3 players. Derek Canteen, defensive tackle Kalen Saunders, and defensive tackle Laki Tassi. Derek Canteen, a defensive back. He is a UDFA from the 2025 NFL Draft, joining the 49ers last year. Spent some time on the team's practice squad last year, signed a futures contract, and was waived on July 31st. Saunders, Ramon, has played
Yes, he has.
in this league. 77 career games, 32 starts. He has never played for Robert Saleh, so that's a bit of an outlier addition for this defensive line. 6 foot, 324, 9 games last season between Jacksonville and the New York Jets. 1 sack, 12 tackles, 1 TFL. And Tassi is the new exempt international player on the roster to make it a 91-man roster. Born in Samoa, grew up playing rugby in Australia, signed with the Raiders as a UDFA following the 2025 draft. Those 3 players replace safety Hudson Clark, who was here for 2 practices, defensive lineman David Abuka-Agoha, and defensive lineman Cam Horsley.
A little shocked by David Abuka-Agoha. I had him earlier in the spring looking really, really good, man. Thought he came off the edge well, but again, when you're at the bottom of the roster, they're always looking to upgrade as much as they can. His came in the form of a defensive tackle instead of an edge player, which, I mean, probably lets you feel a whole lot better about who they have playing edge for them to try to upgrade the D-tackle side of this thing, too. You mentioned Saunders, man. He's been around the league. I'm a little shocked by him, in this defense. I kind of want to see what he's going to play like. But he's also a guy that's played for an attacking style of defense with the New Orleans Saints. So their ability to get there. He's played around Chris Jones and understand that as well. He's got a connection with Mike Borgonzi. But you, of course, D-tackle depth, I guess run-stopping abilities as well. I don't know because of acclimation rules if he'll be able to go today. But when you tell me he's 6'3", 324, I see round mound. I see plug stopper. You see what I'm saying? So I'll be fascinated to see how they ask him to play on the interior side of this thing because, again, running the ball and stopping the run are crucial in today's NFL more so than I think almost any other time since we've started to throw the ball around the yard a little bit more. So the Hudson Clark, can I be real with you? I saw this one coming.
Really?
I did. It seemed a tick slow on, making decisions from time to time as well.
I mean, we only had really 2 practices to watch him.
And I kind of saw it up close in person, too,
Okay.
a little bit with him.
Sure.
It was just a lot of teachings that were going on. You're just like, okay, it was a challenge. The way I kind of saw him play and just watch his feet on the field, man. Again, you got to be – it's only meant for the 1%ers. And I hate to say it like that, but this team is trying to raise the floor as what their standards are. And this is one of the last weeks before they prepare for those joint practices.
Yeah. Well, last season the Titans kept 5 defensive tackles on the initial 53-man roster. Jeffrey Simmons, Tavondre Sweat, Sebastian Joseph Day, James Lynch, and Timmy Horn. You are looking at a defensive line, Ramon, that is going to include one of those players this season.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're only keeping one defensive lineman from last season's initial 53, and that's Jeff.
Wow.
So that being said, and we already knew that. I mean, that didn't change over the weekend. So if you're keeping 5 defensive tackles again, in which I think it's also reasonable to expect them to keep another 1 or 2, considering the rotation that this defense is going to do on game days.
Heavy.
Jeffrey Simmons,
Yeah.
lock.
Yes.
John Franklin Myers, lock.
Yes.
Jordan Elliott, lock.
Yes, that's 3.
Solomon
That's
Thomas,
4.
lock. And then from there, Jackie Marshall's a draft pick. I would say he's likely. But again, it's not a guarantee. And so from there, the new guy, Kalen Saunders, who's played a lot of football, would be 6.
He would be. As far as the D-tackle side of this thing, that gives you a 4 on game day.
I mean,
3 on game day.
Kalen Saunders would be a little bit more like a Jordan Elliott backup.
Yeah.
Solomon Thomas and Jackie Marshall would be kind of in the same likeness And then John Franklin Myers and Jeffrey Simmons are obviously your 1 and 2.
I look at Jackie Marshall's pathway to make this 53-man roster as into what his reps look like in preseason. He's a 7th-round pick, Will, if I'm not mistaken. A 7th-round pick. So guys like him have to show, and they have to show early. Again, you can always bring him back and put him on practice squad and still develop him as one of your draft picks. When you go more veteran-heavy, like this is one of the parts for a young guy that they really have to go over and beyond, because when you mention a guy like Kalen Saunders, he knows the tempo. He's strong enough at this position too. You're not sure if Jackie Marshall can hold up to NFL beating, and I do mean that NFL beating, and understand how to hold his block, how to go make a play and tackle and just not get washed every single time he's out there on the field. I'm more interested, though, to see how Kalen Saunders handle this defense, though. I really am, to see how attacking he's going to be, because if he hadn't understood what Aaron White Cotton is, then it's time to go meet him. And I hope he's in good shape as well. I'm not discounting Jackie Marshall, but this is a very veteran defense is the way I'm looking at it as well. And you can always stash a guy as a 7th-rounder on practice squad.
Do we have to rewire our brains a little bit on 7th-round picks immediately automatically making the roster, considering how different the pool of players on day 3 of the draft is now with NIL and college football?
I thought about that. You have to consider it. I'm looking at his profile now. He's just 23, so he's age appropriate.
Well, just 23. I mean, that's still old for a college prospect
it
that just got drafted.
It's
Kelvin Falk's 20.
That's true. Yeah, you do have to look at it a little bit differently. We're looking at, just these holdbacks, these 5th-year guys and COVID guys, too, are still cycling into the league. For Jackie, to me, Jackie Marshall, his type of player, I want to look at what his school development is and these physical practices, but also you do have to, as you mentioned, consider you mentioned the age side of it. The clock is running, but here's the thing, though, Will, the dirty side of the business. If you're an older player and you get shipped out sooner, then that's just the way it kind of goes in today's NFL. There is a turnover that will happen when it comes down to young players coming into this league and getting kicked out sooner than usual, probably. That clock that you hold yourself on in college, it can burn you. That age does matter. We're looking at Carson Beck right now, right, as a guy. Heck, Hendon Hooker, for that matter. We're talking about guys with age and stuff. Like, that clock continues to run, and while you're in college, you're still getting physical reps as well. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you're right about that. I do still look at him and say, I wonder what his maturity is like to handle it. It's funny, though. They chose to go with a bigger D tackle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, different type Kalen Saunders than Jackie Marshall.
They did. He's got, 20, 30 pounds on him almost.
I would say Jackie Marshall still has a good chance to make this team, but I do think that we have to understand in today's college football world, and with the lack of depth on day 3, really in rounds late 6, kind of 7, it's not a foregone conclusion that a draft pick makes a roster.
No,
and it really
not.
never has been to begin with anyway, but especially now in today's era of college football. Mm-hmm. Let's go to the phone, 615-737-1045. Preston is in Nashville first up. What's up, Preston?
Morning, Preston.
Hey, what's up, Ramon? What's up, Will? How y'all doing?
We're good, man. Good morning.
Good morning. A little backstory about Campbell. Ramon, you may or may not remember me, but I was RJ's baseball coach at Innsworth for his freshman and sophomore year.
Yes, I do.
I coached him at JV.
Yep.
Yeah. But I went to the University of Tennessee, and I was a student baseball equipment manager for 4 years. And my senior year was in 2022 when we lost to Notre Dame. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
I was at that game.
Yep, still haunts me to this day. But the week prior was our regional that we hosted, and Campbell was in our regional. Never heard of this team before. Come out, play them, I think, the second day, and they punch us in the mouth. And I'm like, who is this team? Like, they were really good. And, yeah, and y'all already mentioned their shortstop, Zach Neto. Man, he was one of the cleanest shortstop I've ever seen in college baseball. And, from Campbell, and I'm like, I've never heard of this team, but congrats to you, Ramon, and your wife and your whole family. That's awesome, man.
No doubt. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you for helping guide RJ along the way, too, man. He's got some work to do, but those Campbell guys, man, seem like they got a game plan that it was, as I said earlier, they do baseball, and what you said, the Vols found out as well.
Yeah, love it. Good stuff.
Appreciate that, Preston.
Go Camels.
Go Camels,
This is the Campbell Baseball Radio Show.
Very pro Camels out here.
Absolutely right. Matt in Shelbyville is next. 615-737-1045. What's up, Matt?
Morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Will. Good morning, Ramon. First off, I haven't called in a while because I couldn't. But I have to say that, Will, congratulations on your marriage, man.
Thank you.
Happy spouse, happy wows.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Absolutely
sir.
right.
Now, don't get too excited because the pads come on. Okay, don't do
Matt,
that.
we know every time we hear your voice that we shouldn't get too excited. And we're excited to hear from you, but you're going to tell us not to get too
Are
excited.
you a therapist,
No.
Matt? Because you have a real calming voice. I'm like, you either that or a hypnotist, man. Which one are you? Because every time you call, I'm like, I'm on edge,
Here
Matt.
we go.
Look, I am a long-suffering Rams fan.
Oh.
I have been through everything y'all going through. I've been lied to in the 70s and 80s about my team and how they're going to be great and do this and disappointed every year. Mm-hmm. So this is why I get frustrated with all of these commentaries. My team lied to me. My media lied to me. And I was just thoroughly disappointed when I was younger. So moving forward, these pads, the talent level has to be proven on the field. It doesn't matter who you get on paper. If you can't block, you can't block. If you don't have a scheme to match your players, you're not going to do well. Now, I will say this. I will give Robert Saleh time to put this together. But you went 3-14 2 seasons in a row. You're going 3-14 this year as well.
Oh, wow.
Because you don't have you have 3 new coordinators. You have a whole new roster.
2 new coordinators.
Okay, you got offensive, defensive. Oh yeah, okay, you keep the
Special teams is the same.
right. Okay, so the point, you have too many missing pieces while the other squads are trying to get better as well. So and who was on the roster last year for the Titans, now they're on tape for a year. So you're bringing in people that, yes, they might be that do well in the future, but it's highly unlikely that you just don't go 3-14 one year and then go to the Super Bowl the next. So all I'm saying is let these guys get on the field. Don't say, well, they're going to do this, that, and the other, and then all of a sudden you're 0-5 starting the season, losing to the Jets, and then everybody's going to try to walk back everything that they said in the summer.
Thank you for the call, Matt. We appreciate it.
it.
We appreciate the pessimism to start a Monday morning.
What about the Patriots last year? What about Caleb last year in
I don't
Chicago?
think not a single soul who covers this team has said they're going to make the Super Bowl.
3-4.
to start with.
No.
Not a single person who talks about this team is talking soupy.
Matt, if you heard even Mike Borgonzi last week with Will and I, he even spoke about expectations of this as a build-up. I don't know if there's been anybody, Matt, as of late now, whether that's your social media profile that's showing you more people are more hopeful and stuff like that.
Yeah, people are definitely more hopeful.
They are. And, Matt, just the other side of it as well, like each year what I've learned even as a player and even on the sports media side is every year is a reset. Their hope continues to be there. Like, you talk about the Titans or the Rams what about the Cowboys every year? Like, imagine what those storylines are, though, Matt. Like, every team deals with this. Even the Jets, I think, are hopeful for what 2026 is going to do for them. And guess what's going to happen again next year, though, Matt? Like, this game that we love, that fans are in love with as well, we're going to continue to just dive in. And you're speaking about the hardships that the Rams have had. Matt, as of late, they've been king.
You don't have many problems compared to the rest of us.
Other than Myles Garrett right now. Questionable.
He's not a problem.
with the calf.
Oh, well, but that's not a problem.
I know. That's the
I'd
only.
love to have that problem.
That's a champagne
My
problem.
NFL record sack getter is a little banged up in August. Shoot.
I almost told Matt, but I wanted him to finish there. Bet it. Like 3-4. Bet it.
Well, I just think this team is so much better than it was this time last year.
Yeah.
If you look position by position, outside of maybe safety, and offensive line.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue they are worse anywhere. Those are the only two positions where you could maybe make that argument. And I'm of the opinion still that I think they're going to be marginally better on the offensive line this year.
Yeah, no, I think that because of the offense as well, but I do expect
You
that
mean
to
the
be
scheme?
the case. The scheme,
Yeah.
yeah. I do because the scheme, like, we're listeners, I guess the other side of it, like, we're of the mindset that this is a week-by-week thing when it comes down to the Titans and figuring out what and who they are. I think you go into last season, you thought fourth-place schedule, new quarterback, offensive-minded head coach, like this is going to go right, and then it didn't. He's right about that. This story has to paint its own picture when it comes down to what 2026 is going to be, but I don't think we've overpromised anything. I do think you look at the defense.
Well, we've not promised anything. I mean, it's
No.
hard to overpromise when we haven't made a promise.
We have not.
It would be dumb for us to make promises in August about a team that's won 6 games in 2 years.
I was
We have
just.
no clue what this year is going to bring.
I think we're just excited about what pads are.
Right, yeah. Don't get too excited. Pads are coming on. Brother, we're just excited. We're watching football.
Yeah.
Like actual football practice. Because, honestly, everything that we have learned is marginal
Yeah, man.
compared to what we are about to learn. Football is meant to be played with physicality. Football is meant to be played with toughness. Learning about young players and draft picks and UDFAs and free agents. You learn more in the month that pads come on than you do in the 2 months without padded practices from the spring up into this point, all combined.
This is true. This is true.
I mean, that's why we're excited for pads to come on. It's just to learn who this football team is.
It's to match what you've seen in the spring and watch us see if guys can execute it. But not only just that, though, Will, like, we speak about the college game on making guys tougher and everything else that's involved in it. Like, what this defense does, play after play after play, and what Robert Saleh's mentality is defensively, too, the hope is with these pads on that the offense kind of speeds up their growth a little bit more. Whoever's in competition for this right guard position, they find themselves separating themselves right now with what this defense can present to it as well. But not just that, it's the Cam component. Year 2 should be a step for him in the right direction. He's got
Needs to be. Yeah.
And then the other side, you speak about the coordinators. He's got guys that have lived this life. That I'm not sure if you've heard the sound bites and the mic'd up from Brian Dable this past week, but the communication component of what he's doing and exchanging with Cam is very beneficial. That's good. It's been encouraging, but also challenging as well.
It needs to be beneficial on the field.
Yeah.
This year.
It does, most definitely.
Yeah. Saturday's practice, what was your number one takeaway?
Alec IU Manor.
I think it's
Alec.
hard to pick a player, Ramon, who has started camp in a better way than Alec Manor has.
We saw him in the spring and said he looked like he could play linebacker. And he's using
And that
all
was a
of
compliment, by
It
the
was,
way.
yeah, it was a compliment. it was a testament to his professionalism and training is what that was. And it's been 2 plays, man, that Cam has made. The one across the middle that was posted, a NFL tagged, or the Titans tagged NFL
That was
Canada.
last Thursday.
They tagged NFL Canada, which I thought was super cool. But Cam knows he has this weapon in Alec. Toss it up, he's down there somewhere.
He's making plays.
And is he not? Is he? He's climbing the ladder.
4 catches on Saturday, 9 catches through the first 3 practices of camp, according to Jim Wyatt.
Absolutely love it. And the other part, too, I'm seeing, man, is Tony Adams' ability to coach in the secondary.
He had the best play of the day on Saturday, a breakup on a Will Levis pass intended for Joel Wilson right on the goal line. And Joel Wilson looked wide open, didn't he?
He had it. And then just out of nowhere, he was
there.
like the Flash.
And it wasn't even really a bad or a late Will Levis throw as much as it was just a really good play, late break on the ball made by Tony Adams.
He closed out on that thing,
Out of nowhere.
Out of
nowhere.
This wasn't a bad Levis play.
And I think Tony Adams is a potential starter for this defense.
Listen to me. He's got a lot in the tank when it comes
And knows
down.
the defense.
And that's the biggest part of it all.
Right.
Like, player coach out there, having the ability to also still have that quick twitch about him, too.
I'm interested to see how the gap in knowledge of the scheme closes or changes for the guys who have played in this system before. For example, Tony Adams should know what to expect from a Robert Saleh defense because he's played in it before. At what point do the other safeties maybe catch up to him a little bit? Or at what point is he just kind of always the guy in this defense because he does know the system so well? Same can be said for Mitchell Trubisky, who right now, Ramon, is he the best quarterback at camp so far through 3 practices?
As far as knowing the playbook,
Has he played the best
made the
on
plays?
the practice field?
Yeah, he knows where to go with it.
I think Mitchell
Yeah.
Trubisky has outplayed Cam Ward and Will Levis.
Yeah, he knows where to go with it.
Is that a big deal?
It's not a big deal because, again, it's 2 different scripts, right? Coach Dable told us that already.
And
this
2 different
year.
defenses. you're
2
playing
different
against.
defenses that he's playing against. He's going against the 2s, per se, and he's also, I would say the 2s, the Mitch Trubisky's group got a better advantage than Cam's does with the 1s because
What do you mean by that?
You got Chimray, you got Ellick, you got KJ Osborne and Xavier Strepro working with him. That's a very solid wide receiver
And,
core for 2s.
a running back battle, too, that's going on behind him.
Exactly. His group of 2s is better than the defensive group of 2s, in my personal opinion. And the offensive line has been holding up good enough, and Mitch has been getting rid of the ball well enough.
Since day one it has. yeah.
Exactly. So that to me is where you look at it like it's supposed to be a little bit easier for the backup, in my opinion. And Cam's getting challenged by the 1s. When Jeff decides to turn it on, it's hard to block him.
I think it's fair.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's who you're facing.
I mean, I do think it's a good sign that your backup quarterback situation is as good as it's been in a really long time here.
Yeah, it is.
Probably as good as it's been since Ryan Tannehill was the backup behind Marcus Mariota entering 2019.
Hopefully you don't have to
Honestly.
go to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There is no one here creating any sort of quarterback controversy, but I do think it's worth discussing. Like, Mitchell Trubisky probably has been the best quarterback out there so far.
And all you're saying is Cam is still growing and developing. That's what that means.
Well, I'm just
Yes.
I'm asking you if you think it's a
Yes,
big deal.
I agree with
'Cause
that.
I don't think
that
it's a big
statement.
deal at all, but I do think it is a fact of what practice has looked like so far.
Yeah.
Mitchell Trubisky has looked like the quarterback most comfortable in his system, most comfortable with where to go with the ball. He's not been perfect, but
No.
to me, he's been the most consistent. Let's see how the other players who, by the end of camp, will know the system a lot better, catch up to the ones who were brought in and already know what to expect.
Yes, I agree with you.
615-737-1045 is our number. On 3's Pete Nakos with the latest intel on quarterback battles around the SEC. We'll give you what he had to say about Vanderbilt and Tennessee and the one surprising comment that he made out of those 2 teams that you'll hear coming up next.
Have you heard that a lot of corporate-owned chain jewelry stores, they're shutting their doors, man? So many smart shoppers have figured out that the cookie-cutter jewelry is boring and mediocre service is unacceptable. That's why Genesis Diamonds is having record success. One, Genesis is locally owned. They're staffed by real experts with warranties and guarantees that are unheard of, with personal attention, also with case after case of unique fashion-forward designer jewelry with no attitude, no pushy salespeople, no inflated pricing games. Genesis not only guarantees the best prices, but their quality is second to none. The world's top bridal designers have chosen Genesis as an authorized retailer because they meet the highest standards. Whether you're looking for a classic ring or ultra modern ring, a natural diamond or a lab grown diamond, Genesis has options for you at every price point, and you will love the laid back fun experience. It is as far from a Wall Street corporate box store as you can get. Genesis Diamonds, they're located in Green Hills and Cool Springs, and also don't miss their amazing selection of luxury pre-owned Rolex watches.
Titans training camp continues today. You will hear from head coach Robert Saleh at 9:45. Padded practice right after that. It's about to get real from the Vanderbilt Health Football Center, but so are quarterback competitions in college football as fall camps open up around the country this week. Tennessee takes the practice field on Wednesday, and we're getting the same rumblings out of national reporters, Ramon, about the quarterback battle in Knoxville. Jason Swain's going to join us at 30 minutes, new Vol Network football analyst, so we'll talk to him about this as well at 7:20. But Pete Nakos has another story at On 3 over the weekend where he says sources through the spring and now into the summer continue to tell On 3 that Faison Brandon has positioned himself to truly compete for the job and potentially start week 1. George McIntyre enters fall camp with every chance to win the job still, but Faison Brandon has improved his body since enrolling and working with new strength and conditioning coach Derek Owings. Obviously no surprises there, but the competition really picks up there in Knoxville this week.
It does. The more and more that comes out, the more I'm cautiously just cautiously aware of what everybody is saying. I'm not fully into just the national guys having this type of lead like that, but Faison's a 5-star. He's a new guy. He's a younger guy. When you look at how they can kind of project the starter to be, I'm not discounting George McIntyre whatsoever in this competition. I think when you look at national guys like Pete Nakos and others, you just look at what recruiting kind of gives you in those moments. So I do think this is going to be highly contested. I'm slow to go. I do think Faison might have a leg up, but I don't know if they're getting that information from in-house like that more than anything, because somebody can just hit up one of Faison's people and say, hey, how's he feeling about the competition? But him putting his weight out there and showing the transformation that he's made, it checks the box that I hate to say that George didn't feel last year, but it's hard to put weight on a 6'6" frame like that from time to time.
That's true.
I'm 6'6", and I ain't ever had no problem put weight on my frame.
You play offensive line.
I played offensive.
A little bit different.
Right.
I just think what people miss within this is that George never had some major lead.
That's true, too.
George McIntyre has 69 career passing yards in college football.
That's true.
I mean, he's had an additional couple of off seasons to learn the system, but this is also a system that is built to be fast and simple for the quarterback. And so I'm not sure that was really ever that big of a lead based on what we've been told from Austin Price and Brent Hubbs. I mean, Pete Nakos writes in this, he says, entering the spring, it appeared George McIntyre was the clear quarterback to beat to earn the starting job. According to who?
Yeah.
I mean, from our conversations, this was always a completely toss-up quarterback battle to begin with. And I just think that it's kind of overblown how big of an advantage George ever really had. And that's not a slight to George. It's just that he's not Jake Fromm versus Justin Fields.
Right.
He's not a quarterback that's been in the system for 3 years. I mean, the guy has only been there another year longer than Faison Brandon's been.
Half a year almost. Well, right at a year. You're right. Early enrollees. Right at a year. You're right. The biggest issue that works against George, though, is they were both able to do spring. Like, if you'd have told me in the old days where he enrolled in July like my class did,
right,
you'd say
be
George.
A totally different story.
Totally different
At that point, you would have a pretty big leg up.
Absolutely, but they both got the similar amount of reps. I do want to push back a little bit on the weight thing for George, because I do know he's tough. I do know he's got leg and is athletic. I just think that is just a huge talking point when you look at the Faison side of like, oh, wow, he was able to put on weight, but George wasn't. Some guys are just built like that as well. I don't think Nico got that much bigger. Iamaliava got that much bigger.
And he's kind of built the similar way that George is. When you're that tall and so long,
yes,
it is hard to put and keep that weight on. And even when you do put the weight on, it doesn't look like it.
No, it doesn't.
Because you're so long and lanky. And I do know that George McIntyre has bulked up and put on more weight.
Yeah.
It just might not look like he's that much bigger because he's so tall.
Because he's so long. Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be fun. Heupel's got his hands full with trying to get this figured out. And it's going to be a hard decision no matter who the guy is. That's the issue that you have. But it was Hubbs that said it, though, right? Like, when it comes down to this competition, the teammates are going to be the ones that settle this. Like the ones that the wide receivers gravitate to, the offensive line feel more comfortable with. And not just that, when you go into the huddle, who commands the huddle the best? Like you'll figure it out.
And until we get into scrimmages, it's going to be impossible to have answers to those questions. Yeah. So even as camp begins, you're waiting for scrimmages to really determine that in Knoxville. I do think it's interesting, his comments about Pete Nakos's on Blaze Berlowitz versus Jared Curtis. Vanderbilt's starting to manage some expectations on Jared Curtis a little bit. Pete Nakos writes, Vanderbilt made major noise when it flipped five-star quarterback Jared Curtis. He is entrenched in a quarterback battle with Blaze Berlowitz. Berlowitz is the most experienced of the group, a former New Mexico State transfer who followed Diego Pavia to Vanderbilt. He made 6 appearances last season. This surprises me a little bit. While Jared Curtis is the quarterback of the future, Blaze Berlowitz could be the most game-ready by week 1. Clark Lee has openly talked about how Curtis needs to learn the playbook. Sources have said not to be surprised if Berlowitz starts to open the year, but Curtis is the starter by SEC play. I don't know if I love that for Vanderbilt. If I'm Vandy, I would rather have Jared Curtis getting all the reps that he needs before you go to Auburn. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I want my quarterback making his first start as a college football quarterback in Jordan-Hare Stadium.
Yeah.
Do you?
I differ a little bit. I think for Jared Curtis's mental and just to be more humbled about the approach of how he was recruited and brought in, you might want to slow start him. He's at home.
Then do that when you're at home.
That's real.
And not at Auburn. Like, by SEC play. They start SEC play in Auburn, Alabama.
Yeah.
Against a really good Auburn team.
The way I've heard Jared be spoken about is he's a very high-strung, very confident type of guy. And again, when you have a 5-star like him that was recruited as big as he was to be flipped from Georgia, you almost feel like the campus is yours. And it is, but not just yet. And I think if you're managing quarterbacks, it's probably best for him as far as, hey, this isn't just your squad. You got to earn the right to have this squad as well. And it's not like it's a freshman versus freshman situation the way Tennessee's has with George and Faison. So that to me is where it becomes fascinating. I think it's smart coaching by Clark. I do.
I think it's smart coaching to put this out there to give him the narrative of I won the job, not I was given the job.
Mm-hmm.
But my hunch is still that Jared Curtis starts week 1 for Vanderbilt. I'll say this. I think he starts a game before they go to Auburn.
Okay.
I think this is being put out there because I think Vanderbilt is managing expectations and smartly pushing back on the idea that Jared Curtis was guaranteed to be the starting quarterback in order to flip from Georgia to Vanderbilt. So I do think it is smart that this story exists, although I don't think it would be smart if this actually happens.
That's smart.
That's what I'm saying.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%. I'm with you there.
615-737-1045 is our number. Pads go on today at the Vanderbilt Health Football Center for Tennessee Titans training camp. We will talk about what to expect as practice changes and the fun begins after this.
7:04. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. The pads go on, and the fun begins today as Titans training camp enters week 2 from the Vanderbilt Health Football Center. Practice is at 10:15 this morning. Then head coach Robert Saleh, as well as select players, will speak to the media immediately following practice. Over the weekend, the Titans made a few transactions, signing defensive backs Mario Goodrich and Derek Canteen, as well as defensive tackles Kalen Saunders and Laki Tassi. The team waived Jaden Lucas, David Abuka-Agoa, Hudson Clark, and Cam Horsley. In other NFL news over the weekend, the Texans, they're signing their own former number 1 overall pick in Jadeveon Clowney. After an 8.5 sack season with the Cowboys last season, Clowney stays in Texas as he enters year 13 in the NFL. And on Saturday night, in the nation's capital, Nashville Soccer Club surrendered a 2-goal advantage over DC United as they end in a 2-2 draw. Nashville, now with 40 points on the season, hold a 2-point lead over Inter Miami in the Supporters Shield standings in the MLS. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Away we go to hour number 2 of the program, Monday morning live from Titans training camp. Pads go on today, and we can't wait. Can't wait to talk to Jason Swain in 15 minutes. He is the new Vol Network football analyst. We will have a proverbial passing of the torch to Jason Swain coming up here in 15 minutes. I might hand Ramon this water bottle over here. Have him pass it through the camera to Swain.
Hey, man, I heard him on 3HL on Friday, man, and he had a funny exit from this conversation. He's like, you know what? Thank Ramon, man, because if he hadn't have left, I wouldn't be in this position. And I thought it was quite hilarious, man. That's a great teammate, man. Swain's a great guy in general. There's nobody better to have that role but him. So I'm excited to talk to him over the phone so I can congratulate him as well, Will.
It was just announced as well, speaking of football analysts, that Jason McCourty going to be the new Monday Night Countdown analyst for ESPN.
Get out of here. Congrats, man. That's
Titans
big
legend,
time.
J-Mac.
That is
Love
big
that,
time, man. The changes that ESPN's making, look, they made one that was very pro-Tennessee and Titan on that one, man. So shout out to him, man. Hopefully we run into him some point this year. That might be a Monday night game if we run into him, Will. We're not going to go
be
that
flexed.
We're not going to go
Titans
that
have no primetime games.
Matt said we can't give that type of hope out, so we got to stop. That's on me. Sorry, Matt.
Matt and Shelbyville keeping us grounded.
Yes, he is, and I'm kind of here for it, Will. But, yeah, Swain's making a big move, man. I'm here
I love
for
it. Pads go on today, Ramon. What is most different from the offensive line perspective about padded practices, and is the job of an offensive lineman easier now that pads are coming on?
Yeah, because now I can actually grab onto you and get real close and see what kind of breath mints you had. Like, it is that extra 4 to 5 inches on either side of your shoulder pads that you're allowed to work with now with the pads actually being there. Like, I can physically move you as opposed to just, hey, we have an agreement that we're not going to bang shoulders. It'll be physical with, the first few acclimation days, but there's nothing like being able to root somebody out of their position defensively and pop them and honestly remove all the excuses. Like, that's the other part of it as well, is I would have had that tackle. No, you wouldn't have. Like, I had you. Like, you remove all of that. It becomes more real. You take Coach Carmen Basillo's individual periods and you translate them over into game time now, real movements to where you really feel like you're working on the game plan and executing. The other part, though, too, Will, like, the corrections become more real. In meetings, you can't just say, Coach, I would have had it. No. We're in pads. You have to have that right now. You have to show me that you're going to be in position. You have to show me that, hey, the linebackers got on pads. You have on pads. You are a good second-level blocker. That's what that does now with the pads being out. And, of course, too, like, the one part I think is real but unreal at the same time is one-on-ones when it comes down to just pass pro. Like, defense is going to win some. Like, Jermaine Johnson's going to beat Dan Moore. He's going to beat Brandon Crenshaw-Dixon. Like, Jeff's going to win. But it's a matter of how do I watch those one-on-ones in meetings and correct them to where I'm better the next day, and vice versa for the defensive line too.
Robert Saleh did say on Saturday that they're going to take a bit of a unique approach to one-on-ones. I thought that was interesting. He apparently is going to explain more about that today.
Okay.
I don't know what that will mean, so I won't even speculate on how one-on-ones will be different under Robert Saleh, but it seems like it will be different in some way.
I don't have a clue how that would even be a thing.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
How quickly, then, do the Titans develop a sense of urgency if things don't look good on the offensive line this week, as it should, in theory, become easier to play offensive line?
Ooh, hold up. Say that one more time. I was listening.
What's the sense of urgency like this week for the Titans offensive line if pockets aren't clean? If it now is, in theory, like you said, easier to block with pads on, how quickly should we be worried if things don't look good up front?
I would say it's more real to understand your positives and negatives. Let me rephrase that as well. Like, it's easier to see what you're good at versus what you're bad at. Not that it's easier. It's easier for me to say, well, coach, this was a good or bad block. So the sense of urgency side of it
becomes easier to evaluate.
Yes.
Okay.
If it doesn't go right for them, then it's usually a film situation. Like, one thing that you have to remove when you're evaluating offensive line is you should never have a question of effort. Being in a bad position, that's coaching. Getting beat, that is player to player. Like, those are the things that have to be done when they have pads on. That sense of urgency, I'm going to be honest with you. That is one of those draw a line in the sand moments for the guys who are starting and just make it a point to where I'm not going to get bullied. I'm going to have more positive days than you do. My technique is going to save me because of what we've done in individual, more so than anything that you can counter in our situations right now. The other part is, and what I mean by our situation, from play to play.
Mm-hmm.
Feel more confident in your communication from right to left to the guys that you're blocking with and be on the same page, Will. That, to me, is where that sense of urgency, if it doesn't go right or if they're just getting bullied, that is a heart thing. That is a competition thing, Will, more than anything. Like, these guys are pros. There's a high expectation that they should be able to do pro-level-like things. If you are a Tarzan but play like Jane, we got to move on from you. That's why I do think the competition side of how they set up this offensive line with some young guys, with some free agents, has been most crucial to almost anything they've done in this offseason.
Here's my question then, to put it as simply as I can. Where is the balance between competition and trying things, trying combinations on these offensive lines, but also giving your best five enough time to develop chemistry?
It'll show quick. It will absolutely show quick. Whether it's Cordell Volson, Jackson Slater, Carmona, it doesn't matter. Like, it will show quick. And I think for the guys who are the known starters on this league, it's best for Coach Brasillo and Coach Saleh and Coach Dable to get that guy as quick as they possibly can, because that communication, those steps, the way they feel with one another, it has to be delegated soon. And that way you can start building that cohesion between each one of those guys. It needs to happen sooner.
This competition will end before the end of camp, is what you're saying.
I would almost say it should almost be close to being set by the end of this week, considering it's physical.
I was going to say by the end of the second preseason game, you would like to know who your starting five offensive linemen.
It will be in the air quotation marks, the way I've kind of seen it, a competition.
Yeah.
But the coaches will know. We will probably start seeing more of a settled first five, second five, third five, the way I've kind of viewed it. Having been in this position myself, Will, I knew when the reps started to slip from me at ones and I got more of the twos.
When does that usually happen in a perfect world?
This week.
Okay.
Like, we got
this week is maybe the competition for the offensive line. This is it.
You kind of want to be settled.
If you're Jackson Slater right now or Cordell Volson I think it's those two right now for right guard.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a competition at center. I think Austin Schlottman is and has always been the starter at center. But if you're those two guys at right guard right now, what you're saying is these next four practices, including a scrimmage on Friday night at Nissan Stadium, probably determines who the starter is week one when you play the New York Jets.
It's a step-up moment right now. And I want to add in the San Francisco trip a little bit.
Okay. Yeah,
Like,
joint practice one-on-ones. I mean, I think that's fair.
I want to add that in, but like
I
the
think it's fair.
separation starts now, like when the pads get on.
615-737-1045 is our number. Coming up next, new Vol Network analyst Jason Swain joins us. Ramon and Will, 1045 The Zone.
The summer heat can wear anybody out, man. But if you've been feeling drained, even with the AC, it may not just be the heat. 1 in 4 men from 35 to 50 have low testosterone and low energy, sex drive, motivation, mood, and more. Low T drains your energy and motivation, so you don't have the energy for the things you love and might even stop recognizing yourself anymore. So get the answers you need this summer for free. At Low T Center, you can book a free testosterone test and get a consultation from a licensed provider who specializes in testosterone replacement therapy. Explore a range of peptides and even get a jump on that summer body with GLP-1s and medical weight loss protocol. Low T Center has been the #1 name in TRT since 2009 for a reason. Don't spend another day wondering why you don't feel like yourself. Visit fixmylowt.com to schedule your free testosterone test today. That's fixmylowt.com.
What's going on at Swill Bowling? Is your home's air conditioning keeping up this summer? Well, Lee Company has you covered. Lee Company's team of professional technicians will give your home's AC a tune-up as well as seasonal cleaning and maintenance to help you stay ahead of the heat and humidity outside. Don't let your AC fail this summer. Head on over to leecompany.com to schedule your appointment today. Schedule an appointment with the pros who have over 80 years of experience serving Middle Tennessee. Lee Company's been trusted since 1944. They're available 24/7, a multi-award-winning great place to work with 16 community locations in Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, and Georgia. This is a good day to take care of that AC unit as well when things aren't as hot outside. Make sure for that next big heat wave that your home is prepared. Head online to leecompany.com to schedule your appointment today. That's Lee Company, all you need. Ramon and Will on 104.5 The Zone, broadcasting live from Titans training camp at the Vanderbilt Health Football Center. He is Ramon Foster. I'm Will Bowling. Pleased to welcome in Vol Network analyst Jason Swain. How's that feel, Swain?
Swizzy.
Got a nice ring to it, guys.
Got a very nice ring to it. How we doing?
I'm great, man. I'm great, man. How are y'all, man? Heard y'all at Titans practice, man.
We are.
Yeah,
we are.
yeah,
We got the sounds of
bro.
mowers behind us, which is a good thing. And pads come on today, Swain. So Ramon's a little more antsy. He's looking around. He's rubbing his hands together. He's feeling excited. The adrenaline's up today.
Swain, it gets real when pads come on, even for small skill guys like yourself back in the day, man.
Exactly. You got to have a physical practice on the first day of pads, man. It's just
right.
tradition.
That's right.
It is. Nothing else really matters. Like, assignments do matter on the first day of pads, Swain. But, like, coaches want to see, are you just all bark or do you actually have some bite in you? Like, that's what really matters, especially for the young guys.
Yeah, for sure. Who's going to let go of the rope? I mean, you have experienced all the gains in the weight room, but are you going to move somebody on the field? You can be strong in the weight room, but be weak on the football field. So, yeah, man, first day is about, all right, who can we trust to get physical? Who's going to get punked? Who's going to push through and show toughness, man? I love the first day of pads, man. It was a tone setter.
Well, Swain, congratulations. I know we've spoken, and I know that everything has been so, I'm sure, crazy over the last couple of days, as you've heard from so many people. But congratulations on the new gig. We are so excited for you. We cannot wait to listen to you. Has it set in yet? How does it feel now as you go into fall camp week that's going to start for you guys up in Knoxville this week?
No, I don't think it has set in yet. I mean, I think it will soon, but it hasn't. I mean, to be quite honest with you guys, but it will for sure. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I feel like I'm prepared. I got a chance to watch Ramon do his thing and gain a lot of confidence. I didn't know that big man knew how to throw assists, and Ramon threw me a oop, man. So I'm ready to slam dunk it.
No doubt, man. We're joined by Jason Swain this morning, color analyst for Vol Network, man. Swain, I just had to say it like that one time, man, so you keep hearing it, you get used to it, so your kids don't ask you what your new job is, man. I heard you give that story, man, about how your family was asking you over and over again, Dad, do we have news yet, man? If you could, how did that situation break down when you went home after the fact, Swain, if the listeners didn't hear it on Friday?
Yeah, my middle kid is my artistic, likes to keep up with trends, probably cost me the most money out of the three. And so she was asking about, the opportunity and what that meant. I said, well, Daddy probably going to make a little bit more money during football season, which means you probably will have a better Christmas present. And so when she heard that, my man, every day, probably since the middle of June, she asked me, hey, did you get it yet? Did you find out anything? Did you get it yet? Did you find out anything? And when I finally told her last Thursday, I came in and I said, we got it. And she went crazy, man. She was screaming all throughout the house and told my youngest daughter, hey, Daddy got it, Daddy got it. My daughter at the time was at school, summer camp at college, and so I just texted her and told her, and so man, the kids super, super, super excited. But how about the story that involves you, Ramon Foster?
What are you talking about, Sway?
Well, I mean, I think this story is even better. When I caught wind that you may be leaving, I told you, man, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can do that, man.
What did I tell you?
You said, don't worry, you got this. You're going to be great. You can do it. And I didn't know if I could do what Ramon did, because I thought Ramon did an awesome job. And, man, the confidence that you pumped into me, man, I really, really appreciate that, man. I really did. I got a chance to catch the vision, watching you work. And, man, I think it's a big reason why I'm able to sit here and say that I am the new color analyst for Vol Network is because of you, my man. You're a big reason for it, so I appreciate you.
No doubt, man. We can do this all day. I'll just call you later. We'll do these pleasantries, okay? I appreciate that, though. As you can tell, I have a hard time accepting, goodwill. But with that being said, Swain, on the football side of things, I saw something this weekend on social media, man. Why are people asking questions about Mike Matthews, Swain? Where does he fall? I know he's a 5-star man. I know you have a relationship with him. You had a relationship with all those wide receivers. They're smart. They'll continue to tap in. But where has he been in this conversation, I guess, and with the expectation that's kind of happened on social media lately?
Well, I remember Robert Meacham in 2005. We had a bad season. Meacham had a rough season. He dropped several touchdown passes, deep passes. During the offseason, he got LASIK surgery. It came to our attention that a man couldn't see. Like, he couldn't track the ball over his shoulder, which is really hard to catch the ball if you can't see. So he got that fixed, and then 2006 he had a monster season, declared for the NFL and was a first-round pick by the Saints, wound up winning a Super Bowl during his time there. And so when I talked to Mike Matthews, I said, dude, I see a lot of Meacham in you. Now, you're not 6'4", 6'3.5", run 4.28 like a Meacham or 4.32, but you are explosive. And his freshman season, the 24 season, was really a redshirt season that he didn't get a chance to really get in the groove of everything. And so last year was really his first year. And I saw a lot of things that he can build on. He's tough as nails. He blocks in the running game. He run through tackles. He searches out contact. There were some games where he failed to track the ball on deep passes, and that's what he needs to come back from. And I think he will, because he's been working on that all season long. I think he's the most explosive receiver on this team. I think he's scary as all get out now, because he has a confidence now knowing that he can do it. Like the last year, he knew he could do it, but now he really, really knows he can do it after a basketball background in high school and really trying to learn the position in college. I'm looking for a breakout year for Mike Matthews. So I get some of the questions because of some of the balls that hit the ground last year, but my man's ready for a breakthrough this year.
No doubt.
Jason Swain with us at Swain Event on Twitter, Vol Network analyst. Josh and Swain on the Sports Animal, where you get him on Rocky Top. Swain, the interesting dialogue around the quarterback battle for me right now is this idea that George McIntyre ever had a huge lead when spring practice began. And I'm reading Pete Nakos last night, who does a good job and has a ton of info, but writing like Faison Brandon has a good chance, and George McIntyre is no longer seen as the guy who had a major lead. Swain, did he ever have a major lead? Because this to me has always felt like a total toss-up quarterback competition as spring practice began, and now still the same can be said as fall practice begins.
Well, I thought he had a major league, guys, because he was here last year in Faison in high school.
Okay.
And so George had a chance to understand the offense, learn the offense, and that's a huge, I think, component of a quarterback competition, is feeling comfortable enough to let the ball rip and carry yourself like the starting quarterback, because you have that familiarity with the offense. And so I don't know if you guys remember that George McIntyre went on a vacation with the wide receivers, hung out with them, threw with them down in Florida. I mean, I call that a lead. I don't know about you guys, but I call that a lead. And so,
sure.
And then Faison came in January, and everything changed, because he was really good in the scrimmages. I thought he outplayed George in the scrimmages a couple times. And so now it's up to George to, fight back. And competition makes you better. I anticipate George to put his best foot forward and kind of see what he failed to do during the spring. It's going to be a fun competition. I think what's best for the team, though, is for George and Faison to push each other as much as possible. This thing cannot be a runaway early in fall camp, man. This needs to be a hard decision for not only Josh Heupel, but for the players on this football team. You never want to split. You never want to divide. You want the team to kind of know, but you don't want it to be a runaway after the first day of practice, because what we've seen the last 4 or 5 years, man, quarterbacks go down. I mean, even if they miss a play or a drive, and that could be a huge deal. I remember 2024, we won the game against Alabama, but Nico goes out. Gaston Moore comes in, lets it rip, and threw a pick. He threw a pick in his first throw. And so we won the game, but, I mean, again, one play can be the difference. So you want to make sure that both guys push each other and are ready to go just in case the starter goes down.
That's an interesting perspective. I like that. Swain, how big of a difference does the run game element play for Faison Brandon within this battle? Not to say that George can't run, but is maybe more of an improviser off script. Faison maybe someone you're more willing to put in, I would say, harm's way on design quarterback runs. Can that be a tiebreaker within all of this?
It can. That's tricky, though, because 2021, there was a Joe Milton-Hendon Hooker quarterback battle. Yeah. And Hendon obviously was more agile and more mobile, but you can't hit the quarterbacks in practice. The quarterbacks really don't have opportunity to show that side of them unless you have a scrimmage. And even then, the defensive linemen, they're told not to get close to the quarterback at all because you are so afraid that the quarterback is going to hit his thumb or finger on a helmet on his follow-through. So Joe Milton won that battle because he was better from the pocket, but Hendon wasn't able to kind of show the other part of his game. And remember when Hendon came in after Joe got hurt in 21 and never gave up the job at all because he had that element, which is something he could only show in the games. Well, Faison has been able to show a little bit of that in the practices, in the scrimmages. They haven't gotten close to him, but, man, he has taken off. And there's a big difference when he takes off versus anybody else on the football team.
We're joined by Jason Swain this morning. Swain, like when you look at this competition, specifically the quarterbacks, Brent Hubbs, our teammate, has kind of said, like the team will let you know who wins this. What does that look like and feel like, Swain, from you guys' perspective, like the skill guys? Like, I think the O-line knows as well, but we don't have much of a say-so. But what does that say to you guys? What does it feel like when you know the guy is the guy in the competition? Because we dealt with it a little bit with Schaefer and Ainge and Rick and Ainge, and we've kind of seen this Crumpton and Nick Stevens. Like, how do you know from your perspective, Swain?
Man, that ball's coming out on time. And the guy's taking care of the ball, and the guy is carrying himself on the football field, off the football field like a starter. He knows it. Everyone else knows it. I think just in between the white lines, man, the guy who takes care of the ball the most and does the best job there, and I think the guy who is throwing with great timing, anticipation, getting completions, I mean, explosive plays. I mean, I think all that factors into it. But it's one of those things, man, when you know, you know. Yeah. And the times I've seen a quarterback competition, even in 2004, like, Ainge was the better quarterback. Schaefer started, but you saw who wound up being the starting quarterback for the rest of the season. And then, I've been through another one in 2005. So, when you pick the right guy, it works out well. When you don't, it doesn't work out well. So I think the team will obviously tell Josh Heupel which guy is the guy and how they react and how they follow the quarterback in scrimmages, man. It's going to be fun, though.
Yeah. So, and is there one position, man, or one side of this coaching staff that you got your eye on just to see that may be a surprise? Like, we all kind of have in our mind, like, okay, the D-line we got to find out what the depth is, right? But is there any specific position or coach that you got your eye on that should elevate in this 26th season for the Vols?
Man, that's a good question because I think the question on defense, because of maybe the depth as you compare to the other positions on defense on the front, you got all these linebackers. You got a lot of dudes in the secondary that you brought in. You had Chaz Coleman. Now he's no longer part of the program. So what about the questions up front? There were some guys who you feel good about that's good and have a lot of potential, but can they stay healthy? And so you have a question there, but then you realize who the coach is. And you're like, oh, that's Rodney Garner. I mean, he's the godfather. So you're good there. And then you slide back a little bit and you look at linebacker. And that's kind of where I look at, even though there's a ton of depth, I just look at the dynamic of the coaching staff, whereas we know about Rodney Garner's track record in this conference and throughout his career, William Inge was the other holdover from Tim Banks' staff on defense. And so Arion Carter's going to be out 2 games. Who does William Inge put in? Does that give some young guys some opportunity and how they play against that Georgia Tech team that we know is going to be super, super physical? So, I mean, I'm looking at the linebackers, man, because I understand Jim Knowles' defense. The linebackers truly run that defense, and they're super, super important. And plus, Jim Knowles is a linebackers guy. He's a defense coordinator that is not coaching a position, which means he's going to be able to float. Knowing that his background is linebackers, he probably is going to be floating and being in the room with William Inge and tackling that group as a duo.
No doubt. I do too, man. It's going to be fascinating, Swain, how this thing unfolds. Are y'all having to temper expectations in Knoxville, though, with this 9-game SEC schedule as well?
I mean, it's being realistic. I mean, it's going to be tougher. I mean,
A lot of folks ready for basketball season, it feels like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, guys, it's going to be a tougher schedule. I mean, there's no debating that. I mean, LSU at home, Texas at home, Bama at home. Those are already tough as it is, but then going on the road to Texas A&M with a freshman quarterback, that's going to be extremely difficult. But there was a time when I was laying back in my seat, about this season. I don't know, man. The schedule's tough. We're going to play young quarterback. But when I started hearing some of the games in the weight room and understanding how important the things that Derek Owens is doing, guys, I sat up in my seat, man. I sat up in my seat. There's 47 guys on this football team that's running 22 miles per hour or faster. Yeah. At one point, there was 12 guys running 21 miles per hour. So Derek Owens not only is getting guys stronger and bigger, he's making them faster. That's almost half of the football team. Well, he's making them faster. So we know Indiana won the championship last year, and sometimes it's hard to know who gets the credit. You want to give it to the head coach. Obviously, he's a top dog. He should deserve all that credit. But we understand the strength coach is the second most important person inside of a college football program, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And Derek Owens was a strength coach there last year, and now he's here. So I think he is a huge addition to this football program. And I think we're going to see that on Saturday. So I'm excited, guys. I'm excited to see what we're going to do, knowing that we got a guy like Derek Owens on our side.
I like the sound of that.
I do too.
Good stuff. Going to like the sound of Mike Keith, Jason Swain, the entire Vol Network crew going to absolutely crush it this season. We're going to be listening from around the country as we get ready for Titans radio broadcasts on Sunday. Swain, Ramon will see just how stressed I am on game days for Tennessee games, as you have also seen before games at times as well. Great stuff, Swain. Appreciate you as always.
Anytime, man. Y'all have a good one.
You too,
Yes, sir.
Swain. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Jason Swain with us here this morning on
That's
Ramon
my
Will.
dog, man.
He's going to crush it.
I'm super excited for him. I know this is something that he wanted. We talked a little bit last year, just as he said, our off-air conversations that he and I had, trying to figure out what his role was going to be with Vol Network. He'd already been playing a role with them, but he kind of moved into the booth a little bit with us last year. And he was honestly my extra set of eyes on stuff that Mike Keith and I both were seeing or missed at one point in time. Swain will be fine, most definitely.
Coming up, Ramon, I know it's football season. We're looking at 3 practice fields in front of us. We're going to have plenty of time to talk football and Titans this morning. That being said, I'm sorry, Jim Wyatt, but the Dodgers are ruining baseball. We'll talk about that coming up next. What's up? It's Will Bowling. Hey, are you or someone you love having difficulty hearing conversations when there's background noise? Maybe you are struggling to participate in conversations at a noisy restaurant, at your favorite sporting event. Well, I want to tell you about my friends at Brentwood Hearing Center. With 4 doctors of audiology, the latest diagnostic equipment, and the most recent hearing device technology, they will arrive at a hearing solution that fits your individual need. There's no one-size-fits-all, off-the-shelf hearing aid that works for everyone. Brentwood Hearing Center will first talk to you, learn where you are challenged to hear, perform diagnostic testing, and demonstrate devices that will help you in those situations where you find it difficult to hear. Give them a call today at 615-377-0420 or reach out to them via their website at BrentwoodHearingCenter.com. Again, that's 615-377-0420 or online at BrentwoodHearingCenter.com. Brentwood Hearing Center. Better hearing, better life. Wrapping up hour number 2 on Ramon and Will from the Vanderbilt Health Football Center. You're going to hear from Calvin Ridley, J.C. Latham, and Will Levis in the second half of the show. Also from Robert Saleh, who addresses the media live in exactly 2 hours at 9:45. Shame on Major League Baseball.
Bro.
And shame on all 30 teams in Major League Baseball. Tariq Skubal is headed to the L.A. Dodgers.
Yes.
In exchange for nothing. Absolutely nothing. Outfielder Zaire Hope, right-hander River Ryan, right-hander Brady Smith over the weekend. ESPN's Kylie McDaniel had Hope and Ryan as the Dodgers' 5th and 8th best prospects.
Yeah.
When he released his rankings in July. Back-to-back AL Cy Young winner now joins a rotation that leads the majors in ERA and run differential.
Yeah.
Before he was traded for,
Yeah, Will.
their projected playoff rotation was Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow,
Yep.
and Shohei Ohtani.
Yep.
Ramon, the Dodgers are ruining baseball, but the other 29 teams are complicit. It feels to me like the other teams and the other owners are so resigned to the fact that there is going to be a lockout next year because of the competitive imbalance the LA Dodgers have created. They just don't care. So many teams could have done this deal, considering how cheap Tariq Skubal was. My Braves, who just had a 4-game sweep of the Nationals and look like a contender again, could have done this deal.
Yeah.
Ramon, I cannot for the life of me understand how this happened. Shame on the Dodgers, but also shame on everyone else for letting the Dodgers run Major League Baseball and just doing the sport so much better than everyone else right now. It's not just about the money.
Right. No, it's their playground right now is what it is.
It 100% is.
I'm watching that Red Sox and Dodgers game last night, and they lost. They lost. They put a picture out there. It was a young guy. You can tell he got rocked for 3 home runs in 1 inning, man. And my son RJ was watching it with me. He was just like, they're not worried. Like, they know they got Skubal right there waiting for them at any point in time. And I'm asking RJ because I'm really trying to grasp, like, how big of a trade this was. And RJ was like, they pretty much traded them 3 bags of chips. Like, the way you look at that trade that happened, it's just like it's not supposed to. In the spirit of competition from franchise to franchise, the Dodgers are doing more at an excess than almost anybody else in Major League Baseball. Like, to be honest with you, I'm with you. Like, every the other 29 teams are complicit, except for, I would say, the Mets are trying, but they can't win. The Yankees are in the same boat as them as well. And I guess when you allow, as we go back years back, for Houston to just get away with what they did, like, baseball's just got a problem. Like, when it boils down to the power, who even has the power? Just ownership? When you look at it,
I mean, right now the players have a ton of power if you're not in the arbitration part of your career because there's no salary cap.
It's not.
And so that's the problem at the moment is in order to create some sort of competitive balance, Rob Manfred of Major League Baseball wants a salary cap, and the players are sitting there saying, now, wait a minute. That hurts our market. That hurts our ability to earn, and it hurts our ability to get paid by the Dodgers, who will pay everybody if you want to go live in California and win a World Series.
I think they owe over $1 billion plus in just monies to be paid out, man. And here's the other part as well. They're allowing, Shohei's salary to be deferred as much as possible to make all of this.
For decades.
Like that's
same with Freddie Freeman.
They're playing tricks right now.
When the Dodgers got Freddie Freeman for the Braves, that is exactly what they did with him as well because they have the money.
But
they're
even
loaded.
Still, imagine an NFL team just saying, like, right now the NBA's got an issue with Kawhi Leonard and how their ownership allegedly paid money to a tree company, wherever it was, this past season. Like, they at least are trying to smack them on the wrist with it. Like, the Dodgers and Yankees and Mets are just playing into everybody's face right now. It's like, yeah, we're doing it, so what you going to do about it?
The Mets just suck at it.
Yeah, that's the other part of it as well. Sorry,
and the Yankees
Toronto,
are good, but I mean, he knows.
It just
like 20 games under 500 with one of the biggest payrolls in the sport.
It's fallen at a point to where when you operate like this, like, fans get disinterested in it.
Yeah,
because
And baseball's in a good place right now. I mean, the
It
ratings
is.
are up. Like, you've got a good crop of young stars. I mean,
Yes.
it feels like the game is in a good place. But, Ramon, if they go to another lockout,
Yeah.
which feels inevitable, how many of those young fans are going to leave and not come back?
It to me is, like you said, where it's at. Like, it's it ain't even peaking. It's just getting more popular with high
baseball's
school.
in a really good place.
Even the college game is more
That
fun.
can change really quickly.
It really can if you stop work. And
if you stop playing, right?
it is
Which is gonna happen.
But here's the other part of that work stoppage. They got to find a way to make this a more competitive league, not just with the top 5. Like the NFL, you have teams that come out of Chicago getting back good after being bad for so long. The Patriots, they fell off and got back. Like you look at the teams that are climbing out of the pits. Houston, right? Jacksonville. You feel going into games that you at least have the ability to win. And baseball, like, you might lose one of the 3-game series, but at the end, when Mookie's hot, when Freddie gets hot, when Shohei is asked to pitch, they don't miss. They don't miss, Will.
I really do respect their development
Yeah.
process because, again, the Mets are examples that it's not just money that allows you to be this. It's not just the market because
Right.
the Mets are also a top 5 payroll in the sport and then a big market, and they, again, stink and are way outside the postseason. They just traded Freddie Peralta over the weekend. The thing that is impressive about this is the way that they acquired the prospects that it took to trade for Tariq Skubal. And this is what they do just so much better than everyone. Zaire Hope was drafted in the 11th round by the Cubs. The Dodgers shipped the Cubs Michael Bush in exchange for 2 prospects. He had 11 games in his career. Helped them get Skubal. River Ryan was a pitcher drafted in the 11th round by the Padres. When they needed a left-handed hitter who could play the outfield, Dodgers sent them a surplus in Matt Beatty for a prospect that was yet to make its professional debut. So on one hand, they were really good at identifying talent. On the other hand, what allowed them to trade for those players? Signing Teoscar Hernandez, signing Kyle Tucker, signing these guys who want to play there because they have endless money and deferred payments. So, yes, on one hand, of course, they identified good minor leaguers. They developed them into good enough minor leaguers, turn them into top 10 prospects to allow them to make these trades.
Yeah.
But what allowed them to make the trades? They had surplus major leaguers. Why do you have surplus major leaguers? Because you can get whoever you want.
Yep.
Whoever you want.
Whoever you want, man.
The lockout's going to happen. A lot of you probably aren't going to pay attention to baseball again for a very long time after it happens, and I don't blame you. I love baseball. I always will. You know what? I'm really glad this is a Campbell Camels baseball show now. Because in addition to Tennessee, Ramon, next year, we're just going to have to watch Campbell baseball as our baseball fix because there's not going to be Major League Baseball.
Absolutely.
And in the same
correct.
summer where MLS is also switching to the fall calendar, MLS won't play next summer either because they're switching calendars next year.
It's true.
There's going to be nothing.
Yep.
There will be no sports next summer in America. None.
How do you mess this up? Like, as a commissioner, as a league, didn't they lose the ESPN Sunday night as well, too, to NHL?
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, I know, but in
That's a good
general, like this money
They have
leaving.
upgraded. No, it's not.
It's not?
It's just money coming from somewhere else.
Oh, well.
It's money coming from NBC, and I think NBC has crushed it with Sunday Night Baseball. They have done a fantastic job.
It's so good for baseball right now.
Yeah. Baseball's in a good place, and that's about to change.
Golly.
About to change.
And they got
Thanks,
a lot
Dodgers.
of stars.
Thanks, Dodgers. Yeah, appreciate y'all.
Well, it's time to go to Japan
Appreciate
and play
y'all.
baseball. That's where we at right now. It's time to go to Japan and play baseball, bro.
615-737-1045. A Titans player on offense gave major praise to the Titans wide receiver room over the weekend. You'll hear from Calvin Ridley coming up next. Buying or selling in the Nashville real estate market is a very big challenge. If you're trying to juggle both at the same time, You need a real estate team who takes care of all the little things. You need Bernie Gallerani and his team. What's up? It's Will Bowling. Bernie Gallerani will guarantee to sell your home in 30 days or less, or he'll buy it. Bernie Gallerani is the realtor who has the 30-day guarantee. And when you get that guarantee, you get peace of mind. You get something that you know is going to happen in a process that can change hour by hour. Head online to his website, BernieGallerani.com. Get to know him and his team and the ways that they will take care of every little detail. They major in the minors, so you don't have to, so you can stay stress-free through the moving process. Call Bernie directly on his cell phone at 615-428-2644 or head online to BernieGallerani.com. That's 615-428-2644. Bernie Gallerani Real Estate, online at BernieGallerani.com.
8:02. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. The pads go on, and the fun begins today as Titans training camp enters week 2 from the Vanderbilt Health Football Center. Practice at 10:15 this morning. Head coach Robert Saleh, as well as select players, speak to the media today. Over the weekend, the Titans made a couple transactions, signing defensive backs Mario Goodrich and Derek Canteen, as well as defensive tackles Kalen Saunders and Laki Tassi. The team waived Jaden Lucas, David Abuka-Agoa, Hudson Clark, and Cam Horsley. Other NFL news over the weekend, the Texans, they're signing Jadeveon Clowney, their own former number 1 overall draft pick back in 2014. After an 8.5 sack season last year with the Dallas Cowboys, Clowney stays in Texas as he enters year 3 in the NFL, back to where his career began. And on Saturday night, in the nation's capital, Nashville Soccer Club surrendered a 2-goal advantage over DC United as they ended in a 2-2 draw. Nashville sits 40 points on the season. They hold a 2-point lead over Inter Miami in the Supporter Shield standings for MLS. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Calvin Ridley is a very big part of the Titans offense in 2026. And he's got big expectations for Cam Ward and the offense through 1 week of training camp practices. Live from the Vanderbilt Health Football Center, week 2 of training camp begins as pads go on today. And we've got a full crew here ready to bring you all the takes, observations, and storylines as always. Ramon Foster and Will Bowling, Kirby Allen Kirby. Robert Walsh has just made his way to the building. Justin Hawkins back at our 104.5 The Zone studios. Little bit of breaking news to tell you about. 1 minute ago, the official announcement. It's not football, but Mauricio Pochettino has signed the new contract with U.S. Soccer through 2030.
Let's go.
Big time.
Okay, then.
Many of you got interested in U.S. Soccer over the summer, and that's a big story. So, there you go. Mauricio Pochettino sticking around. I think that's the right move. I will not go into all of the detail right now because we are at training camp and it's football season.
It's football season.
That being said, I think that is a great move, although I will be surprised if he makes it all the way to the next World Cup.
Straight up.
Every window that he gets with young American players is valuable, and I think that's the right decision for him to stick around.
Okay.
So, that's all we'll say on it, but I think that's a good move.
It's a good move right there, Will. I'm glad that you enlightened us to it, man.
Very big move.
I just had my first sip of caffeine this morning.
Really? At 8 o'clock?
At 8 o'clock.
Wow.
It's amazing what it does for you.
Yeah.
I just feel like, we're back. Welcome to
I
life.
already had a full liquid IV with caffeine pack.
Have you really?
That's how I start my morning for camp. I don't do coffee typically. I am right now with this 12 South 8th and Roast blend.
Yeah.
But big fan of these caffeine liquid IV packs. Highly recommend. They're very high in sodium.
Yeah.
But they're also very high in caffeine.
By the way, can I give a shout out real quick too, man?
You can give a shout out. How many people you
Big Boston came here. We started off Friday with our campaign for our back to school. My back to school with from your father.
We did.
And I just want to say, man, huge thank you to you for us jump starting that thing. But since Big Boss Bird is here as well, I saw Buck on Friday. Thank the Buck Rising show starring Lucas Panzica and Robert Walsh, co-star Buck Rising, for getting us over the top, man. Our goal was just slightly over 5,500, Will. We ended up crushing it. Zone listeners, thank you guys as well, man. The final tab that we have this morning is still going on. The goal was 5,500. We are at $6,245, man. So,
absolutely.
Hey, Nashville, stand up, man. Outside of Nashville, stand up, because we got a lot of contributions from everybody, but we're able to give every child a pair of shoes that's in the program this year, man, and I'm super excited. It is this Saturday at the Tanger Outlets, man. We'll be at Nike and then head over to Princess as well, man.
Nice.
But,
and you were asking for donations at this link. Nobody needs to show up.
Nobody has to show up. Yeah, absolutely not, man. Just donate, and I promise you all funds and proceeds will go back to the community as well. So thank y'all again, man. That was huge.
When does this close? Because I'm going to send out the link again right now.
It'll close. It's not going to close. It's up right now. Yeah, you can still donate.
Perfect.
Yes.
So you can still donate for Ramon's shoe drive. Food for Feet. Shoe drive at the link we're posting at Ramon and Will on Twitter right now.
Yes,
and
yes,
give us a follow while you're there. We'd love to connect with you during football season.
No doubt about it, man. I'm overly thankful for that one, man. So thank you guys for contributing.
So you guys are going this weekend?
Yeah, this weekend.
Perfect.
And then we got Saturday scrimmage as well, do we not?
Friday night. Don't show up here Saturday. We
will not show up Saturday night. Be out here lost in the sauce, as Ron Slade like to say from time to time.
Calvin Ridley spoke to the media on Saturday for the first open practice to fans. Good to see so many of you people here. I say you people affectionately.
Affectionately, very much so.
Calvin Ridley on this being one of the deepest wide receiver rooms he's been a part of in Tennessee.
This is one of the deepest rooms I've been in. 3, 4, 5, 6. There's about 7 guys out there. I really think it's really deep. And if we do what we got to do, get on the same page as our quarterback, we could push.
Calvin, you had the injury last year, and there were some questions as to whether or not you'd stay around, but you ended up redoing the contract and all. What was it about here that kind of made it a win-win for you to come back and try to help this team?
Man, I want to win some games with these guys. The young guys, they're like my little brothers, man. And I like living in Nashville. It's a very nice place to live. But I want to have fun and win some games right here. This is where I came, and we need to get a good win this season before I check out.
Calvin Ridley, speaking on Saturday, he also mentioned that Chipotle did him dirty.
I heard.
He said, I love you, Chipotle, but y'all hurt me.
Yeah. 15 pounds?
15 pounds.
15 pounds, Brody. That's for a guy his size, that's a lot of weight. I don't care if it is water weight. That's a lot of weight for a guy that's, 200 pounds, whatever the case may be, man. But I like Calvin's mindset into where job's not done here in Nashville for him, and to be in this spot to where he's pretty much saying, I want to be a part of the change. You want to be the reason why. The other part, too, is it's easy to get vets to hang around when they know they got a group of young guys or some talent around them that could actually help their careers as well. So it's twofold for a guy like Calvin. One, want to see the change, but also know that you have talent in this room, and these guys are showing up. We mentioned, of course, Elikiah Manor earlier this show, and, of course, Chimray's doing this thing, but even the guys that are playing in the slot, they're making plays. You cannot say that Restrepo is not good in space. I talked about it with you in hour one, Will, when we were discussing the quarterbacks, which we'll have another discussion here in a minute.
Yes, we will.
But when you look at the group of wide receivers that Mitch Trubisky's able to work with the twos, and also Will Levis with the threes, it is talent. I'm glad I don't have Mike Bergonzi's job of finalizing this roster when it comes to picking, as Calvin said, those 6 or 7 or 8 guys that have a legitimate shot at making this team. Like, everybody can play somewhat. You don't get an audition, basically, with an NFL team if you can't play somewhat. But to actually have the ability to make a team, there will be guys cut at the wide receiver position on this squad that will make a 53-man roster before opening day. Mm-hmm. Like, they're there. Mm-hmm. And I be real with you, if Restrepo does take that step that he wants, with the speed training that he did this offseason as well, it'll be hard to protect him as far as if he doesn't make the initial 53 here. And I know there'll probably be some people, whatever, he's just Titans good. Like, no. If he goes out and do what he does in a short distance, like, this is how your Wes Welker guys were found, right? Like, this is that type of guy to where he can really create a pathway for himself if he does well in these games.
Ramon, true or false? Elikiah Manor has helped himself the most of any Titans player through training camp so far.
True. We mention all the time Calvin, Wandale, and Carnell. Mm-hmm. Everybody else is just kind of looking, okay, well, who else is going to step up? Well, it's him. He's the guy, I think, that could possibly push Calvin. He's a guy that if he does continually make plays, Calvin and him could benefit from it in itself, because when you look at what Alex provides, explosive, the ability to get up fast. I even heard this weekend talking to some guys I was talking to in the media Saturday. Like, it still holds true that Calvin is one of the best route runners in the NFL. His connection with Cam is going to be crucial for both of them. But as far as Calvin's ability to get open, is there. He's a route you up type of guy. Health playing a part of it, him being healthy for 17 games this year, but it's undeniable he has the talent. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking forward to seeing what this bounce back year is going to look like for him.
I think Elikai Manor is the clear biggest winner of the first week of Titans camp at this point. Take it for what it's worth. It's not everything. It's 3 practices. We will give a tribute to Coach Dave McGinnis and not be instant evaluators. But so far, I'm seeing the step forward from Elikai Manor that I wanted to see, and I'm seeing him benefit from not having as many matchups against number 1 corners.
You know who else? Oh, go ahead.
Well, and I just think that's the MO for Alec all season. Can you take the reps that you had probably a little bit before you were ready to be a top target last season and benefit from that?
That's true.
I see him benefiting from his opportunities that he was given last season, where I thought he met expectations for a day 3 rookie wide receiver. And he's got the opportunity to have more production this season, despite the fact that he is no longer going to be the go-to guy as much.
It just shows you also his awareness. As far as you mentioned where he was drafted at, you bring in a first-round draft pick, at wide receiver as well. You bring in Wandale. You got a new offense. The impression that I'm sure he's made on this new offensive staff is what anybody's looking for when they inherit a team. Like, the other part of this is, like you said, that pressure that he has. This isn't Alex coaches. These aren't Alex coaches. These guys are watching him audition. And to your point, he's made, to me, I think, the biggest offensive step. I would also add in there Tajay, which nobody wants to hear that. His ability to be in the back. He's a weapon.
Tajay Spears has 12 catches through the first 3 practices of camp. No Titan has more.
What position he plays?
He plays running back.
That's what I thought. I was just making sure.
I think he plays running back kind of in name only right now, Ramon.
Yeah.
I think Tajay Spears at this point is as much a wide receiver as he is a running back.
Facts.
Honestly.
Yes.
Honestly. I think he is a weapon for this offense if he could stay healthy. I can't quit him. I can't do it. I'm serious. I can't quit Tajay Spears.
Can't quit him.
I won't until he is no longer here in a Titans jersey. I will not quit Tajay Spears.
That's the best way to describe him.
Had the most forced tackles on catches of any running back in the NFL last year, according to PFF.
Can't quit him. And yes, I know y'all are tired of hearing it at Tajay preseason. Don't matter. We see what it is, and at some point it's going to pop. Well, it has to pop. And that's where I'm at. Another guy I think that's won pretty big, and just my first time seeing him this year is Jermaine Johnson. I think he, off the edge, the way he's challenging the offensive tackles and just the offensive line in general, his motor is nonstop. He's got speed, the power. You see health as well. Mm-hmm. Jermaine Johnson's been very impressive as well.
Tajay Spears has been good. I thought that Mahmoud Diabate showed up on Saturday.
Yeah.
Had a pass breakup. Keldrick Falk had a pass breakup.
Yes, he did.
At the line of scrimmage. I'm starting to notice the other running backs, too. And Nick Singleton with Michael Carter, that battle being a very big one at this point, Ramon, of camp. I like Nick Singleton's vision.
Yeah.
He's really good at finding a lane to cut back. He's not just running straight forward when he gets an opportunity through the tackles. He has got really quick feet, and when he makes his decision on which gap he's going to run through, he makes it really quickly.
Yeah, we did an OTP this past Saturday after practice. Myself, Brad Hopkins, Taylor, and Rhett, and his name came up. Nick Singleton. You have to bring him up.
I think you do too.
You see also his finish to the end zone each and every time he's running the football. And you recognize that speed is real. But what's crazy about his speed, he looks like he's a power back. But he's got blazers.
Oh, and he's got good hands.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a receiving back to complement Katron Allen at Penn State.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, he's probably next season and beyond's Tajay Spears.
No doubt about it.
Because Tajay's in a contract year. Tajay's had injury concerns. Tajay wasn't drafted by this front office. In my opinion, they drafted Nick Singleton to be the long-term replacement for Tajay Spears.
I agree with you there. He's versatile, most definitely, and their vision. I got to give it to the running backs in general, though. Their vision, I feel like the way they've cut in pads, cut not being in pads has been elite. Like, it's been a couple of holes made by the offensive line. I'm like, that's a real play.
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
That's a real play.
Where guys aren't touching them immediately at the line of scrimmage. Because veteran running backs, as you know, are always going to run to the end zone.
Yes, they are.
When you can't get tackled, you are taught as a running back, finish the play to the end zone every single time. And oftentimes, even if you were touched at the 3, at the 4-yard line past where you were running from, you're still going to run all the way to the end zone. That's not necessarily always been the case.
It's not. No.
You're seeing guys have legitimate run lanes right now.
It's been a good appetizer for what today really is. Well, where they actually put on pads. And, like, we're talking about Nick Singleton. For a young guy, you know what his biggest role is going to be this year? Or today, How is his pass protection? What is that going to look like on backs on backers?
It's a great question.
That's where he's got to take the next step. That's where a guy like Julius Chestnut has a leg up. Like, he's in competition with guys like Julius Chestnut, and Michael Carter, guys that understand NFL blocking.
And Julius Chestnut is in a battle with David Martin Robinson and Jaron Kanik and safeties and linebackers.
Kalel.
And, you are in a battle with not just running backs, but with special teamers as well.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sure. Coming up, Will Levis spoke on Saturday.
Woo!
And made some headlines. We'll tell you how if you missed it. Coming up next. If you have a 2, 3, or 4% mortgage rate, don't refinance it. You don't have to, but you can still get cash out of your home. Introducing Loan Pronto's zero-cost equity loan. Hey, it's Will Bowling. That's right. With Loan Pronto, you can get all the cash you need without touching your first mortgage and without any fees. One local homeowner just got $100,000, paid off all their credit cards, paid off their existing HELOC, remodeled their kitchen, and saved over $1,500 per month. It gets better. There's no hard credit pull up front, usually no appraisal, no long, drawn-out process, and listen, no closing costs. You may even be able to skip your next 2 house payments. Call Loan Pronto now. Leave your low-rate mortgage intact, but get the cash you need in as little as 2 weeks without paying closing costs. That's loanpronto.com. See how much you can get right now at 615-499-5780. That's 615-499-5780 or online at loanpronto.com. For qualified homeowners, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Ramon and Will broadcasting live from the Vanderbilt Health Football Center. First padded practice of Titans training camp in an hour and a half. Who will emerge? Who will pop like the Pats?
Yeah.
And who will disappear? Like what Jason Swain told us earlier this morning. Ramon Will Levis made some headlines over the weekend.
Ooh, yes, he did, man.
Let's hear from him before you hear from us about him. Let's start there. Will Levis on rewiring his brain again this offseason.
I probably was talking about it before, but I didn't know what I meant by that, and I feel like I figured out kind of what I needed from a mental side and took as many steps as I could to take that into account throughout my time away, and I feel like I'm feeling the dividends of it, and just got to make sure that I'm being self-conscious and self-aware of all my thoughts and feelings and being honest with myself and revisiting things of the past that I might not have been able to fully get through at that time and place, and addressing why and finally getting past them. So I just feel like the overall just calming of my central nervous system and where I'm at mentally is in a much healthier place than it's ever been.
Will Levis on not fighting for other people's approval, growing in year 4. The question from Jim Wyatt here. This was the quote at the end of this piece of audio that was making the rounds on social media over the weekend.
A lot. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, dang, this is really year 4. I'm a true vet at this point. Getting that letter from the PA, getting vested. Like, I didn't even know, like, being on IR, like, that counts as a vested season. And to get that, like, that was like, wow. Definitely grown a lot. I feel like I was a kid when I got here. I've definitely turned into a man, and there's still a lot of growing that I need to do. And but I think what I touched on earlier, just on the mental side, being able to not care as much about what other people say or what other people think. I feel like I worked a lot for other people's approval in the beginning of my career, and whereas I'm just trying to be the best version of me at this point, and I have more confidence than I've ever had because of that. I don't need to go out there and win X amount of games before I can feel the confidence. Like, I have the confidence right now. I know I've put the tape out there already that I'm a dang good quarterback in this league, and I'm even better than I ever have been. So.
Do you still have the faith that you have a future as a starter in this league?
100%. I know I'm. I think there are not 32 quarterbacks in this league better than me. I know that for sure.
How do you reconcile that faith with just wanting to have fun and just taking the reps that are given to you? It seems like it's probably...
You can have both. You have that confidence, but that's not what I'm thinking about when I'm stepping on the field. I mean, maybe at one point in my career I was thinking about trying to prove that to people, but I have that belief in myself while still not trying to make that one of my main points of emphasis of proving that. I know that as long as I just play the way that I'm blessed with the abilities that I'm blessed to have and the capabilities that I have and I've learned to develop as a quarterback, like, that's just going to come. And when I get the opportunities, I know that I'm going to make the most of it and I'm going to shine.
And one final answer I thought was very interesting from Will Levis over the weekend. This was Saturday post-practice, talking about suppressing too many emotions in the past.
I think it was just truly trying to be honest with myself with a lot of things that happened, whether it was on the field, off the field. I think I've suppressed a lot of emotions I've had in the past just to, like, be the person to not care about it. But sometimes that's not healthy. And addressing things that I felt that came up from the past that I wasn't able to truly move on from, and just sometimes it's uncomfortable to have those conversations, and that's why that I avoided it in the past. But being able to have them and have that time off and address them was really helpful.
All right. Ramon, there's a lot there. I respect the honesty. I respect the confidence. I respect the candor from Will Levis. What stands out the most to you? What's your reaction to what we just heard?
He's clearly has some mental help, mental coaches. I'm huge on that. Just in general, the game is so hard. The sports, the idea of performing every single day is not easy for people. And I think he figured that out, or is figuring that out himself. So I commend him on that and acknowledging and speaking about it publicly the way he is. And it also gives to, if you listen to him, the reason why he's saying what he's saying. Whoever has spoken to him or his think tank is confidence that he has pretty much been pushing him. Go be who you think you are. And he said some stuff that people probably don't believe. I'm not even sure if he believes until he sees it. But it's also like when you speak publicly like this and proclaim that there are not 32 other quarterbacks that are better than him, we get an opportunity to see that, Will. Like, he told you what his pressures are, but he also added to them too. Because when you speak like that, here in Nashville and around the league, I was looking at some comments as he was speaking on social media just because that's who really knocks you down when it comes down to you having bad days. Everybody's looking at it like, yeah, right. Like, you're right. There are 64 of the quarterbacks that are better than you. You're right. It's not just 32. It's 64. Like, that's the way people look at it. And the other side for him, Will, is like he's had the opportunity to go prove it. The issue that he has is who's going to Sam Darnold him, right? Who's going to bring him in that they feel like he's capable of getting a second chance to be a starting quarterback? Will the right injury happen on a different team? Like, there's a lot that goes into him making that statement.
We asked you guys on Twitter about this, and you can go vote if you haven't already. At Ramon and Will, do you believe Will Levis is one of the best 32 quarterbacks in the NFL? 92% of you say no.
It's 92 now?
92% of you. Yeah. Here's my thing. I commend Will Levis on staying in the moment and continuing to believe in himself. If anyone's going to believe in you, you've got to believe in you first. And so I don't blame him for essentially, Ramon, telling 31 other NFL teams on Saturday at the podium, hey, guys, mentally, I'm good. This situation didn't break me. I'm going to be better from all of this. I think that's number one. When you speak, you're not just speaking to the media. You are speaking to fans. You are speaking to 31 other teams when you are right now a third-string quarterback. And I think in a lot of ways he's speaking to himself. He is speaking into existence. No, I'm a starting quarterback in this league. That is still the goal I have in myself. And when you are an alpha competitor at quarterback, Ramon, you know it as well as anyone. Quarterbacks have to walk around with a borderline unhealthy confidence in themselves.
Very much so.
Because the sport will beat you down. The 11 guys on the field on the other side of the line of scrimmage are trying to beat you down. Media, fans, people around you, all of it. So I want to start on the positive side to say I get it for Will Levis speaking that into existence. Here's what's tough about that. He's the third best quarterback on his own team. And that's just the reality of it right now. And honestly, again, we spoke about it earlier in the show. If we're talking about who the best quarterback has been at camp so far, it's not Cam Ward. It's been Mitchell Trubisky. That's not a big deal. It's early. He's also playing with a deep wide receiver room against backups, against a new system. He knows this system. Cam Ward doesn't, and he's playing against starters. All right? It's not a big deal, but like the reality of it is that, Ramon, if I'm telling you who the best quarterbacks have been at Titans camp so far, I'm saying Mitchell Trubisky, Cam Ward, followed by Will Levis. Do you agree?
I agree with you there. The other part for Will Levis, as far as him being a starter in this league, it has to come with an opportunity. Who's willing to give that to you or where? The issue that he plays is, or the issue that he has is he plays quarterback. There's only one on the field at a time. And if he's in a situation where he gets traded, he's probably still going to be second or third on the depth chart. And the team just want to take a flyer on him, right, and see what he's going to be capable of. But he still has to answer, Will. We've actually seen it. It's been reported out here as well. He still have those moments where he, miscomputes for a while, where he doesn't compute properly and throws an interception. He's a tick late on delivering the pass a time or two. Like, his competitiveness is – it's beautiful, but it's channeled wrong. Like, you still have to be able to keep you in a box. Who I feel like we're seeing a better version of Cam being able to do that with his competitiveness this year. You're watching it be a little bit more calm. Like, every good or every bad that happens doesn't need a reaction. And I feel like anytime that he has either one of those things, you're seeing a reaction out of him. And again, this is, of course, I think he's practicing his mental healthiness, his emotional healthiness as well. And until he gets that figured out and also find another opportunity, he will be the 48th, 64th, 72nd quarterback in this league.
But I think the moral of the story is you can be one of the 32 most talented quarterbacks in the NFL. I could make that argument for Will Levis.
Come on in.
But are you a thrower or are you a quarterback?
Ooh.
Will Levis is a good thrower of the football.
Yeah.
What does that do for you on Sundays on 3rd and 6 when you've got 8 guys blitzing and only 6 to block them, and you've got to get rid of the ball on time, and your primary read is covered? Now you got to go to your second one at the snap of a finger.
No doubt.
Like, he is one of the 32 best throwers in this league. He is not one of the 32 best quarterbacks in this league, and there is a very big difference.
The other part
big difference
that throws him off as well is, and this is just the way the game goes sometimes, Will Levis is a non-first rounder.
Right.
He's not a first round. Like, I was just going to go look and just pique my interest a little bit. What was Sam Darnold's pathway into the NFL? It wasn't beautiful, but Sam also is a former first rounder. When you look at it, somebody knows what his talent levels are. The fact that he's still winning the second makes you easier to wash out. If Tyler Shuck hadn't jumped on the scene the way he did with New Orleans, I mean, we'd be having a different conversation about him as well. Davis Mills is another one of those backup guys that's a non-first rounder that still somewhat carved his way into the league. When you play that position and you don't pop instantly, it's not like offensive line or wide receiver or defensive line or even secondary for that matter. There's not many chances given to a quote-unquote non-first rounder quarterback. It just isn't. Like, you can push all you want to, talk all you want to. You either need to be a great vibes guy, locker room, quarterback supporter, in order to give yourself a second opportunity. That's the reason we're watching Mr. Trubisky right now. What is this, in year 10 for him? Like, he was a starter, turned into a vibes guy, and now is making money as a career backup in the NFL that's ready to go. As you said, he's with a guy that knows his system. Brian Dable brought him here. Like, that's what Levis has to attach himself to. What sucks for him is his former coach with the New England Patriots already settled. His last coach is in a lesser position with the team that he's with, and Brian Callahan. Where does he have to go to lay his head? There's not many places right now, especially when you've only had 1.5 years of starting at quarterback.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
it's going to be hard for him to find a place to play this season
if you don't have the first round tag. And I hate to keep saying that, but I know how real that is.
It's the reality of the situation.
Like, I love his confidence. You absolutely need that. Like, he's saying out loud what the starting quarterbacks feel. They are sickos. You said it a second ago when it comes down to their confidence level and what they're capable of. They really are. Levis just said all of that out loud. The issue is his performances early, they did not correlate to his passion and drive.
I think at this point it's going to take someone getting injured at the quarterback position for him to be traded for.
Yeah, I'm there.
Otherwise, I think he's probably released.
Here's what I will say. I do think someone would pick him up. He'll find himself on a practice squad role potentially if he doesn't get traded, right? Because the talent, which the NFL will always give a second chance to.
I do believe he is one of the most talented of the 32, top 32 quarterbacks in this league in terms of ability. Yeah, he's got an incredible amount of ability. But that only gets you a foot in the door. Doesn't mean you get to stay in the room the whole time.
There's been dudes outside of this facility with cardboard boxes trying to get trying to get tryouts.
Right.
Because they know they got the ability, Will. The other side of this is if it's not an injury, right? Let's say if he goes to New England or Philly or, hell, even Houston, right? Let's just throw that out there like Davis Mills isn't there. One in season, it's all about one guy, the starter.
Right, and you can't be saying things like this at your new team if you're going to be the backup. You just can't,
you better be a vibes guy.
You got to be a morale team guy.
Yeah.
And I think Will Levis, I'm not necessarily saying he isn't a team guy, but this comment, I think, is fine for right now. I think he's being honest. I think he truly believes that, and I don't blame him. Again, quarterbacks walk around with a borderline unhealthy level of self-confidence that you have to have. You've got to have a solidly big head to play the quarterback position at any level, high school through pros. But you got to also keep that to yourself once you become the backup quarterback. And right now, he's not the backup quarterback. He's third. We've said it since the day Mitchell Trubisky was signed. The second that Mitch Trubisky put pen to paper. He became the Titans' backup quarterback.
I will say this. There's somebody that probably heard that this weekend. I'm going to be an optimist if you don't mind for a second.
Sure.
I do think him saying that helped the Titans.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's talking to 31 other teams.
He is.
Like, come get me.
Yes.
Like, I'm ready. I'm good.
I know where I am here in Nashville.
Exactly.
I'm better than your backup.
That's why I have no problem with him saying it now. Again, it comes across a little strange considering, again, you're the third best quarterback here right now. But he's not talking to the Titans.
No.
He's talking to 31 other NFL teams saying, I believe in my ability and I've not checked out of my NFL dream.
It's some GM somewhere that's going to like this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Yes. So
I agree.
I think it's very beneficial to the Titans that he spoke out like that.
I agree. Fair point.
Is it helpful for him? Again.
I mean, it doesn't, like, I don't think that quote motivates a GM to pick up the phone if they weren't going to already.
Yeah.
But if you're on the fence about a couple of options, if and when someone does get hurt, I mean, I think you like the ambition and you like the mentality that Will Levis is trying to illustrate for 31 other teams. I just don't know if you're going to be able to continue speaking like that if you're brought in to be a backup. Because you know as well as anyone, backup quarterbacks' jobs are to stay out of the way and not attract cameras at their locker rooms. I mean, heck, it's one of the problems that Diego Pavia is going to face in the NFL. Like, you're a distraction.
Yeah, you are.
I mean, it's not totally fair to him, but, like, it's just the reality of it. Like, when you're a backup quarterback in the NFL, your job is to shut up and stay ready.
Yes, it is. I've seen the biggest stars, and I've seen former starters, Byron Leftwich and Michael Vick, walk into a locker room, and they act like they themselves don't exist. That's what you're saying.
Right.
Like, you have to minimize yourself that much when it boils down to it.
Yeah, right.
The question that I have, though, Will, is this. What is his system?
Will Levis?
I almost feel like it's more
Jacksonville
with
Liam Cohen.
running, but also Taysom Hill. I see if
for Will Levis?
He's big, he's strong, he likes to run.
I don't think he's that much of an athlete.
I'm not
he's
calling
an
him an
athlete,
but I'm just saying his toughness.
He's tough for sure.
Like a Taysom Hill like role spot. Like, again, the system.
I don't think he's that good of a runner.
But at quarterback, he's got good enough wheels.
I think Diego Pavia is Taysom Hill.
I'm much rather
he's not
go
that
Levis.
good. I mean, but he's a
Levis
smaller, like, I mean, I've said before, like, Diego Pavia's best chance of fitting in the NFL is to learn other positions.
Yeah.
Will Levis is not that. Will Levis is a thrower.
Yeah.
Like, I probably should have even compared the two because I think Levis is less of an athlete, more of a thrower. Pavia is a guy that's got to learn how to do like 5 different things in order to even just make it on a practice squad.
I would put him in a Jacksonville or an old Saints style offense. Like, he's gotta. If he ain't gonna be the starter, he might as well be exciting.
All right, I'm glad you brought that up. I want to have that conversation because this has been brought up. We've talked about this. I've talked about this with a number of people, but not on air. Let's say you have one trade offer for Will Levis, and it's from the Jacksonville Jaguars. What do? We'll talk about that coming up next. Ramon Foster, Will Bowling, live from Titans training camp on 104.5 The Zone. For over 50 years, Brentwood Jewelry has been proudly serving the Brentwood community with exceptional style and exceptional deals every day. What's up? It's Will Bowling. As a family-owned and operated business spanning 3 generations, they are deeply rooted in this community. From Salem Service and Special Forces to his sons serving as local firefighters, the Amamali family is dedicated to giving back. So in a time that is imperative to support local, shop Brentwood Jewelry. That's what I did for my wedding last month, and I loved every step of the process. They made things so easy. And when you walk in the doors, you will immediately know that this is a family-owned and operated business spanning generations. They're going to walk you through big purchases that you're making for big decisions in your life, and you can shop their selection online at BrentwoodJewelry.com. It's 7012 Church Street East, located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. That's Brentwood Jewelry. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for over 50 years.
A day at the spa, the perfect gift for birthdays, anniversaries, or any occasion. Lavish and luxurious, yet affordable. A grand gesture, yet simple for you. The gift card from A Moment's Peace. Give her the gift she won't buy herself. An escape, a bit of luxury. Something special that shows more than just words. A gift from A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa in Cool Springs across I-65 from Galleria Mall. Call 615-224-0770 or go online at amomentspeace.com anytime.
What's happening? What's happening, good people? Let me go on and tell you while you're walking into your weekend what you need to be looking for. That is a truck. Yeah, Mid-10 Ford, they got you covered. They're going to take care of you. All you got to do is slide in there and let them know, hey, man, Big Slay told me. And they will look out for you. Go in there and holler at my guys, Trey, Matt. They're going to be right there to help you walk through the process of going to get your truck. And guess what? It's nothing that's going to be pressure, no high pressure, just low pressure approach, no gimmicks, no pushy sales tactics. That's not what they're about. They're about getting the job done and getting you comfortable and understanding exactly what you're getting into. It's a one-stop shop. If you need service, Mid-10 Ford, they got you covered. They are the ones you need to be looking for. When it comes to the right vehicle, they got you covered. Even a body shop, service, financing, sales, they got it, all of that. All you got to do is go to 1319 Foster Avenue. Visit mid10fordtrucks.com.
Talking quarterbacks on Ramon and Will, specifically the backup quarterback, Will Levis, Ramon Foster, Will Bowling. This needle drop in the new Spider-Man movie made me feel things.
Awesome movie, by the way.
So good.
Go see it.
So good. The music, the cinematography, all of it
Go see
was
it.
not like a normal Marvel movie. And I love Marvel movies, but woo, this song has been on repeat in my car every time I get in my car for the last 4 days since I saw it.
It will not let
So
you
good.
down. It just won't. The movie
Tame
won't.
Impala, Streets of New York.
Will not let you
So
down.
good. So good.
It's got a little bit of everything in that movie, man. We saw it at
It
4 now.
absolutely
Carve out a part of the day to go watch it now. If you watch it at 7, you're not going to get out by 11:45.
And then carve out an hour to cry. Carve out an hour to cry.
I did. Dude, I thought I was tripping.
On a number of things. Well, that's just because I'm a movie emotional person. But, I mean, there's not one thing that would, like, make you sob. I didn't sob. I just, I love those movies anyway. Anyway.
It hit the feels.
Give you
as
time
well.
to process what happens.
Yeah.
It's a very good movie. Let's say, hypothetically, Ramon Foster, there is one team with an offer that satisfies you for Will Levis. And it's the Jacksonville Jaguars and his old offensive coordinator in his best season at Kentucky, Liam Cohen. What do you do?
Sold.
Really?
Hell yeah. Sold. You want to know why? You get nothing next year. Take something from the team directly in your division. Will Levis is going there in a reserve role. You only play them 2 games a year. Whatever state secrets that Will Levis possesses only helps him for maybe 1 or 2 games. And how much does Will Levis how much will Will Levis know by the time that they end up playing the Titans, whether either earlier or late?
Well, it's not as much to be about state secrets. It's about helping a division rival.
It's not helping. They got their star quarterback. Okay, I'll put it this way. Let me ask you this. Who would you rather see in the game, Will Levis, or would you rather see Trevor Lawrence?
I mean, I'd rather see Will Levis, but
exactly.
If there's a backup quarterback situation in Jacksonville where somebody's got to play, I mean, you are giving ammunition to a team that you do not wish success upon.
Yeah, you do not. And here's the thing
You're helping
about
them win games.
So if we looked at the poll, just speaking on the poll side of things, the Twitter poll that we put is Will Levis better than 32 other quarterbacks in this league? Well, it's 89-11 as it stands last I looked.
89% of you say Will Levis is not one of the best 32 quarterbacks in the NFL. We did have somebody reply and say he's top 10, by the way.
I did. He said he's his king, too.
He said probably top 10, my GOAT.
My GOAT.
His name is Billy Jeans 8 on Twitter. We also had somebody, Jonathan said, I'll go a step further. I don't think he'd make the top 50 quarterbacks in college. Dang. Maybe not top 100 in all of football. That's equally crazy. That is equally heinous take to have.
With this quarterback group coming out next year, okay, throwing not Diego Pavi, throwing Jared Curtis, throwing Faison Brandon.
Jared Curtis is better
George
than Will Levis.
Hell yeah. Well, let me stop. Let me
yeah, what are we
the pro.
talking about?
Let me stop. Let me respect the pro. That guy was just being very petty with saying that. What I'm getting at is this. I wouldn't care if he went to the Jaguars, Colts, whoever. If I can get draft capital back right now for a guy that I know will not be on my roster, and the fact that they also have to have a guy go down at quarterback in order for him to play, and if you do have to play him, then you find yourself in a situation where you know all of his tendencies as well. The defense will be chomping at the bit to get after him, and you know what he's done under pressure. To say he's going to work flawlessly in a Liam Cohen offense means that Trevor Lawrence is out. And we don't know what this version of Liam Cohen's offense is for Will Levis as opposed to what it was at Kentucky. So I'm of the mindset sold. Whatever the deal is, sold, Will, is the way I look at this one. And I usually don't feel like that.
It's not a non-starter for me, but it's going to cost you if it is Jacksonville.
Hey.
The price to be traded within the division is greater than the price to go anywhere else in the NFL. That's where I would fall on this. For 28 other teams, future 7th, does that get the job done for Levis?
Absolutely.
For the Jags, a 5th.
Think about what they did with the
You got
draft.
to overpay me for Will Levis if I'm trading him within the division.
Nowhere near he's a 5th, though.
Oh, I know.
I'm taking
I
a
know.
7th.
That's why that's Jacksonville's price.
Nah. You
for them, a quarter. For you, $1.
You negotiating with a little hate in your heart right now.
Yeah, because there is hate in our hearts for Jacksonville. What are you talking about?
It is.
It's the Jags.
But the business side. Now, here's what I will also say. Not that they have to, but I do think it'd be appropriate for the Titans to try to set Will Levis up in a position where they say, we didn't give you an opportunity, but here's your opportunity.
He's going to play a lot of preseason snaps.
Yeah.
And he needs to. Mitch Trubisky knows the system.
Yeah.
Give Will Levis the entire second half.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
I'm dead serious.
I would go second quarter through. Let Hendon do fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
That is officially a better plan.
One series for Cam.
Give
Mitch
Will
comes
Levis
in.
the second and third quarters and give Hendon Hooker the fourth quarter.
Absolutely.
Or maybe even just the last 2 drives of the fourth quarter. I'm serious. A series for Cam, 2 series for Trubisky, the next half of the game for Will Levis. I mean, it's in the best interest of the team right now.
It is.
I don't think you're going to take the same offer from Jacksonville that you would from somebody else in this league. I think they have got to overpay you considering they're in your division. You've got to see them.
I just don't see them having the ability to overpay.
The ability to what?
To overpay for that. Like, you just take that.
I mean,
for
what are they going to do?
are.
Draft more blocking tight ends?
Yeah, at this point. At this point.
That's all James Gladstone uses his picks for anyway, is blocking tight ends and safeties that would have been UDFAs.
With the way I look at it, well, I don't care if it's pick 250. Take it.
Okay.
Take it. Who's it? I'm
disagree.
looking up right now. Backup quarterbacks: Nick Mullins, Carter Bradley, and Joey A.
The pride of South Alabama. Yeah,
Joey
that's right. You can
Aguilar.
have, everywhere Will Levis goes, he's got a Tennessee quarterback there to greet him. Joey Aguilar and Will Levis just spinning it with the threes at Jags camp. You can already see it.
I'm so
You
serious.
can already see it. Joey football and Billy Jeans.
From whoever sold. Will.
I don't totally agree. But
I know.
I wouldn't be shocked.
And
to
I
see
wouldn't
that
even charge the Jags the extra. I sent them a Chick-fil-A gift card, too.
615-737-1045 is our number. NFL headlines as we begin hour 4. A Titans legend is back in the AFC South. We'll talk about it next.
9:04. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. The pads go on, and the fun begins today at Titans training camp as they enter week 2 from the Vanderbilt Health Football Center. Practice at 10:15 this morning. Head coach Robert Saleh, as well as select players, will all speak to the media today. Over the weekend, the Titans made a few transactions, signing defensive backs Mario Goodrich and Derek Canteen, as well as defensive tackles Kalen Saunders and Laki Tassi. The team also waived Jaden Lucas, David Abuka-Agoa, Hudson Clark, and Cam Horsley. Other NFL news over the weekend, the Texans, they're signing Jadeveon Clowney, their own former first-round number 1 overall pick back in 2014. After an 8.5 sack season last season with the Dallas Cowboys, Clowney stays in Texas as he enters year 13 in the NFL, back to where his career began. Big news this morning for U.S. Soccer as they've agreed on a new contract with Mauricio Pochettino to continue as the U.S. men's national team head coach through 2030. Pochettino has the most World Cup wins in U.S. soccer history with 3, which he achieved that in this year's World Cup in 2026. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Away we go into the 4th and final hour of the show. Monday morning, a brand new week with pads popping at Tennessee Titans training camp. We are here to bring you every single thing that you need to know. He is Ramon Foster. I'm Will Bowling. Justin Hawkins, our producer. Robert Walsh and Allen Kirby are present and accounted for. We're going to hear from J.C. Latham coming up in 15 minutes as he met with the media over the weekend and talked about a big change that he made middle of last season as things started to get a little bit better for him. That's yours coming up here at 9:20. Hey, Titans legend, Ramon, is back in the AFC South. Ooh, Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah, I did see that.
A Houston
sign.
Texan once again. We say Titans legend, very tongue-in-cheek. He was a Pro Bowler in 2016, 17, and 18. Had 8.5 sacks in 13 games for the Dallas Cowboys last season. Big deal. Jadeveon Clowney joining a loaded group of defensive linemen in Houston.
I mean, at 32 years old, to be quite honest with you, there's no guarantee that 33 years old, there's no guarantee that he makes his team. I do think he's in a prove-it type of situation. But the last few spots that he's somewhat been at, man, like he's just been fine. And how he's kind of played. Last year with Dallas, he kind of peaked up just a little bit more. But where's the, you know what I'm saying, the peak, I guess, before the fall is kind of where I'm looking at with him. I'm just looking at his track record. So you looked at all the teams that he's played at?
Yeah.
Like, this is – so his pathway through the league is what I mean by first rounders.
Do you have it in front of you?
I do have it in front of me.
All right, how many teams total is it? I want to guess how many I'm going to guess all the teams correctly.
Yeah,
at the bottom, it'll tell you how many.
I got them. Yep, I got them.
How many?
Oh, I thought you was going to guess first.
No, I am, but I want to know how many I've got to guess.
7.
7 teams. All right. Tennessee Titans, Houston Texans, Seattle Seahawks, Dallas Cowboys, Carolina Panthers, Cleveland Browns. There's a 7th team.
I figured you skipped them. I actually thought you would skip Cleveland.
No way. 7th team, Baltimore.
Yeah.
Bang! Come on.
Yeah.
Mid-season form, baby.
5-2-1-1-1-1-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Congrats to him, man. I had a very heated conversation with a guy that played with him a few years back about is he a bust or is he not? Like, as the number 1 overall pick, he's played in this league for now 12 years. Job well done. Did not live up to the full hype of what his college highlight was that Michigan hit, but he's been fine. I'm trying to see if he's had double-digit sacks. No, never had double-digit sacks in his life or in his career, and that was supposed to be his game coming into the NFL. He's supposed to be Mario Williams 2.0.
I have trouble with that one, too, because he is more than just a pass rusher. The run stopping he gives you as well. I mean, in 12 years – he has played 133 games, has 66.5 sacks, and 120 tackles for loss.
That says a lot.
Bust is such a harsh word to give to a player. But also, you're right. He's not lived up to number 1 overall pick expectations.
I'm so I had to check myself on it because I'm thinking number 1 overall with the hype that he came into the league with, he was supposed to just Michael Parsons this thing, Will Anderson this thing.
I would say he's closer to a bust than he is someone who's hit.
And the team that he came into the NFL with was elite. That defense was daggone good in 2014. Let's see if we can look at that roster here defensively for a while. Where are they at? Just some of the stat getters. Jonathan Joseph being a part of that team. J.J. Watt being on that team. Brian Cushing, like Kareem Jackson. Whitney Merciless was on that team. Like, they had a lot of good. DJ Schlesinger at his peak was on this team as well. Like, they had a lot of good pieces with him being a young guy that they never really had the opportunity to get over the hump. They, of course, wore the Letterman jacket to New England and got their face smacked off. But that team in general, I thought, had more there, and it just didn't work out for him. But, again, he's a success story. But it also shows, again, one, if you do stay in shape and stay mostly healthy, you'll get another opportunity if you're a former first-rounder.
Yeah. I saw Max Lowe put this on Twitter, said, it's 3rd down. You couldn't run the ball on 1st or 2nd against the Texans' front 7. You now have to protect your quarterback against Will Anderson Jr., Danielle Hunter, Jadeveon Clowney, while your wide receivers and tight ends are covered by Derek Stingley Jr., Kamari Lassiter, Jalen Petrie, Reed Blankenship, and Kalen Bullock. And their top draft pick this year is Caden McDonald, D-tackle out of Ohio State, which is why you couldn't run the ball on 1st or 2nd down.
Most pressure this year, Jalen Hurts or C.J. Stroud? Because the way you describe, I know.
I think it's the same.
And like, well, you just mentioned all defense, but imagine what that should do for a guy like C.J. Stroud. Like, getting the ball back, stopping the run, making a defensive play. I don't want to say it's light work, but you got 2 of the best rushers in the entire NFL on top of 2 of the best corners in the NFL. And we're just mentioning those guys. Like, we hadn't even mentioned the Z's, Henry To'o. I mean, that defense, I don't know where the weak spot is.
I mean, it's approaching 2000 Ravens category. And so if you're C.J. Stroud, just be Trent Dilfer.
Don't mess it up.
Just manage the game, man, and you're going to get a ring at the end of the day, potentially.
Or at least further than he's ever been.
Where do they rank for you in terms of best contenders in the AFC? Houston,
if we remove the quarterbacks.
Well, you can't, though.
You can't.
You can't remove the quarterbacks.
I say they got to be in the top 5 and not 4 or top 3.
Buffalo, and who else?
Rams.
No, AFC.
Oh, on the AFC side, easily.
Are they the top contender for the Super Bowl in the AFC is my question.
Yeah. They would have to be at this point. Who else has anything close to what they had even on
Buffalo.
one side? Buffalo, Pittsburgh
Joe Brady,
doesn't,
year 1.
Baltimore doesn't. Denver,
yeah.
Denver and Houston.
I think it's
and Kansas City.
I think it's Denver, Baltimore, Houston, Kansas City. If you gave me those 4 teams
Denver,
or the field.
Baltimore,
Houston, Kansas City.
Kansas City.
If you gave me those 4 teams or the field on who represents the AFC this year, I'm taking those.
I can't even see where a shocker would be on the AFC side.
I mean, because New England was last year. New England was a shocker.
Cincinnati, only one, maybe.
Oh, no. I still don't believe in that defense.
Only the quarterback component. That's the only thing I'm considering when I'm looking, okay, can Joe will them to a point? That's the only reason. I don't think they're strong enough. But as a surprise team, like, they may do something. But, you're right. New England, Houston, Baltimore, and Denver. Chargers might get sneaky.
But
they got to go against Denver.
I don't see it on LA as much.
Yeah. But there's no stronger defense than what Houston has right now.
100%.
On paper.
On paper, it is the best defensive football.
On paper.
No question.
Yes.
On paper, I think it is the best defensive football.
You just know that week you got to have your hard hat on. And your tackles.
Yep.
So what if they need help? It needs to be like, I wonder how teams are going to be either complicated or simplistic with them playing them because you won't have much time.
Right. Ricky Pearsall, season-ending IR for the 49ers over the weekend via Matt Barrows of The Athletic. GM John Lynch said Saturday they will be placing him on IR. He will not be eligible to return for the 49ers in 2026. Had a lingering PCL injury from 2025. He will have surgery to repair the situation in the hopes of being healthy in 2027. DeJon Stribling, their first pick, their beginning of the second-round pick out of Ole Miss at wide receiver. He now has a hamstring injury. They've got the shell of Deebo Samuel, an older human in Deebo Samuel's jersey, playing for them now on a one-year deal, and the electrical substation is in midseason form.
They were watching Mike Evans and Deebo Samuel run routes.
Put them in bubble wrap.
And in the background, you see all of these poles and wires at the substation behind their practice field. It's because of the reputation of what that is. It just looks bad for them.
Mm-hmm.
The other side of this for me, too, when looking at this situation, I saw people making fun of what the San Francisco 49ers are as a health committee, their health committee. Like, they were just like, well, maybe Brandon Ayuk wasn't all the way wrong with how they've gone about delaying Ricky Pearsall's surgery and how they've kind of misdiagnosed him. Like, maybe Ayuk had a point. He wasn't going to trust them. And that right there kind of goes a long way if he tries to go get money back from them, which I think he's already signed off on it. But there may be lawsuits behind this, man. I don't know when.
I mean, they say they've looked into the electrical substation thing and that there's nothing to it.
They can't. Well, they're
doing something wrong.
Yeah, that's just,
it might not be an electrical substation, but they are doing something wrong.
They got something wrong.
I mean, they are the most injured team in football every single year. Something is not right. And then Kyle Shanahan's in a car wreck, and then you got a guy who was fired for snorting a white powder on his desk on video when he was an O-line coach in Miami. I mean, like, they are a total mess.
And I think Trent Williams want a new contract or more money as well.
I'm sure he does. And he deserves it.
But he's also closer to 40 than almost anything else.
He still deserves it.
Yeah, that's true, too. I'm just looking at just where their reset is going to happen. The same way Patrick Mahomes had to do it. Like, I'm looking at Brock Purdy. He's going to need a lot of help, and I don't think it comes in the form of Mike Evans and Deebo Samuel. You see his belly? I know I got a belly, but did you see a wide receiver, Deebo Samuel's belly? It pokes out through his shirt.
Commenter on YouTube says, what pressure is a Super Bowl MVP under? Seriously? Question mark. Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts?
Of course there's pressure on Jalen Hurts. Did you watch him last year?
Yes.
When they couldn't run the ball, he was nothing.
And the fact that
their pass game didn't exist.
That's what I'm saying.
Without Jeff Stoutland at offensive line coach, without A.J. Brown at wide receiver, there is a world of pressure on Jalen Hurts. It's Philadelphia, for crying out loud.
Thank you.
They're ready to get rid of him. They don't care about that Super Bowl MVP anymore.
No, absolutely not. And a lot of people feel like
odd comment.
Yeah, and again too, the part that really messes up what Jalen Hurts has going on too is they can find an out after next year.
Yeah,
as well. And I'm sure going into this last season before money's due, he wants a new contract. So yes, pressure for his career and his salary is at top of mind for him.
He doesn't throw over the middle.
No.
It doesn't happen. He does not throw the ball over the middle accurately.
And they drafted
to his team
oft-injured player in Mekhi Lemon as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they get him? Mm-hmm. So there's pressure in all of this. If they make him play on the last year of that contract, it's going to be problematic. Here's what I would say to you that asks that question. His base this year is 1.2. Next year is 1.3. Like, yes, he's been paid out a crap ton of money. His cap hit is like 31.9. Like, he's gotten a lot of upfront money. That don't matter to him. It's a matter of what else is coming when you play the quarterback position. So, yes, there's a lot of pressure on Jalen Hurts, specifically with what they've done with that defense as well.
And winning an MVP doesn't take pressure off you. And if anything, it actually continues to put more pressure on you to keep being that guy. I mean, there's a tremendous amount of pressure on Josh Allen. He's an MVP. He's not done it in the postseason. I mean, last year against the 49ers, who we're talking about, who were the walking wounded, Jalen Hurts completed 57% of his passes for 168 yards as his team crashed out of the playoffs in one game.
If we're talking about Super Bowl MVPs too, David Tyree.
Well, yeah, that's a little bit of a unique situation.
But I'm just saying, it don't matter.
Yeah, right.
In one game.
Winning an award adds more pressure to you, ultimately. that to continue to perform because he did not perform like somebody who'd won a Super Bowl MVP last year. Coming up, J.C. Latham spoke on Saturday about his own mental changes as he enters a critical year 3. You'll hear from the Titans right tackle after this. Hour 4 continues on Ramon and Will. Ramon Foster and Will Bowling. 615-737-1045, our number. Tons of good stuff from J.C. Latham on Saturday. Post-practice where he was working in team periods once again. And there is a lot to get to here, Ramon, that I want to react to with you.
I'm here for it. Let's do it.
Let's start with the first thing J.C. Latham had to say on Saturday. 90% of the game is mental.
The game is 90% mental and 10% physical. And, I have these debates with my teammates about, how true that is. I think it holds a lot of truth to it, though. Just to be able to process the game at a high level, see the whole picture of what it is and execute it completely. I mean, you get the answers to the test every single day. What the defense is going to do, how they're going to play, what type of player they are. I mean, it's very seldomly going to change. A guy's not going to be a power rusher all one game and then decide, hey, I'm just going to speed rush this whole game, unless the tackle, maybe struggling with that, whatever it might be. The player is true to himself, so you can learn a lot about the player or the style of the defense, whatever it is. So just by watching the film and just by, being a student of the game. So showing up with the answers and preparation, confidence is how you prepare. So that's where you came from.
You're already nodding your head.
Play it on a loop. Play it on a loop. Play it on a loop, man. And that's exactly what it is. Like, play it on a loop. I say that all the time.
You're saying play it on a loop? On a loop.
Yes, it is. Bert just texted me a funny picture of myself.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay.
Hilarious. Oh, I'm going to use that graphic for me today. He's right. That's where him taking that next step and figuring out how to play the game. How does he watch tape? How does he match up versus Daniil Hunter or somebody else in his division, right? Like Josh Hines, Allen. Like, how does he do that? Like, the studying of that week in and week out. As he said, the physicality is known at all times. We play a collision sport at every single place, specifically at those positions on the offensive and defensive line. There's a collision happening every single day. So the physical, you don't even think about. It is the mental. What happens when the defense shifts? What happens when they're 3 to one side? What happens when there is a double barrel, 2 linebackers in the A gap? What do you do then? Like, that is a part of thinking, or the mental side that you have to process before the play even happen. Like, that's why I say the more you play, and which is why I'm hopeful for what JC's third year is going to be, the more that you see. I can see on how somebody's foot is staggered. If they're going to go straight ahead, if they're planning to go wide, where their hand is. I can look at the person next to you if he's younger and say, he's doing this, so you come and do that. Like, it was times during the games, and I'm hoping JC and this entire offensive line gets to that point. But you'll just say to yourself, fellas, look, safety down, he's rocking back, hard counting, he's dropping. Like, they're stunning over here. Be prepared for it. Like, that's the mental side of success that's hard to really elaborate in this game because you expect it's just big guys on big guys. No. The mental part is what gets your behind out of this league. We're listening to a quarterback earlier today in Will Levis that was speaking about his mentality. It ain't the physical. There's nothing near the physical when it comes down to Will Levis. It is the mental part of it. The ones that can condition themselves day in and day out, we're going to go get in this car crash. I'm going to have to watch 9 hours of film. I got to also perform in practice, then do the walkthroughs, and then put it in a game. And that was just 1 week. Do it over and over again. Like, when people speak about, like, the rookie wall and that crash that you have, it's more of the mental side of your brain telling you, man, I'm tired. You're supposed to be tired. And guys that learn how to be pros is what we speak of in the offseason, not going to Miami partying or Houston or Cali, wherever you choose to go, and focus on what your craft is. That is the separator. So I'm glad JC just kind of said that. And I think, honestly, with the injury that he has coming back, how does he mentally get over the hurdle that I'm healthy? Or be okay as a pro and say, Coach, I need a couple off. I'm feeling something right now before it goes further. Like, that's the other side of it as well. We could just play that.
Well, there's 3 more cuts.
Okay, all right, for sure. My bad. I ain't mean to go long on that one, but, like, I say to you all the time, like, this is a mental game.
It is. And you talk a lot about how in year 3 as an offensive lineman, you start to learn that.
You do.
What year is J.C. Latham going into?
I love that he's talking like a vet.
So J.C. Latham was then asked a minute later, how do you work on the mental aspect of the game now?
I think it's a amazing coincidence that, having Coach Carm here, one of the things he talks about is building the neural pathways. We're installing a lot. He speaks extremely fast, and he expects you to keep up. And the thing that he says consistently is that if we go over it one time, it's live at any given point. So, we have a script every single day that we go out and look to execute, but he can call, and they have called something. I remember we installed Wham probably the second week, and by like the 7th week of OTAs, we called it. It wasn't on the sheet. It wasn't anything like that. And he told us, he was like, hey, I know we've only went over it the one time, but you're part of being an athlete, part of being in the game is knowing what you're supposed to do. So just building those neural pathways, just really trying to expand the mental capacity to retain the information and execute at a high level. That's something that adds to that ability to not only retain the information, but to build the mental fortitude it is to compete at a high level.
Yeah, it's just part of being a pro. Like, there's so much information that you get that you need to just hold on to it. And it also just shows the coaches, who can they rely upon to communicate that also to the other players on the offensive line. So, hey, you got this, you got that. Like, having a good center that knows the offense like Austin Sloman definitely helps those guys, because installing Wham and doggone OTAs is not a play that you really run.
What is Wham, for those who don't know?
Wham is, let's go, if this is Wham left, let's just call it Wham left. Left guard fakes like he's about to block a pass pro, and then he goes up to the second level like a draw. You allow the DN or the D tackle to get upfield, and you wham him with either the fullback type or guard. It's like a trap. It's trap.
So the right guard would come across behind the center.
Yes.
And as the defensive tackle is getting upfield, you wham them, sometimes a little bit from the side.
It's what
which is a way to play against the Robert Saleh defense, too.
That's what Jeff was mad at
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville tried to do that to him. Or it was either Jacksonville or Houston. And he immediately got a sack after they tried to do it.
They did, yes.
They were late getting over to him.
They were late getting to him. It usually comes from a fullback position. It's trapped when it's a guard. So, yes, a setup of a fullback cleaning up a D tackle. It also happens, too. I think Jeff got ticked off about it in Tampa camp last year. I think they tried to get him with the wham play. He's like, y'all wouldn't even do wham.
Yep.
And they tried to kill him with the wham play. So, yeah, that's fascinating. But JC sounding like a pro.
JC also talked about having a mental coach and talking about when he made that change with his mental coach around the time the Titans went to Cleveland.
I've done my own thing. I mean, I got a mental coach. Probably, I want to say it was the Browns week of last year, or maybe the week before that. But so we've talked about a lot of different things, such as just being able to mentally re-engage and refocus. Considering that a skill. A lot of people can start focused on one task, but being able to continuously stay focused through it is a skill, especially with distractions of the highs and lows, especially in a sport like this, and just a multitude of other things. I try to do things that really attack the mind, whether it's reaction training or just reading different things about how to better mentally prepare for certain things. So as my coach said it, coincidentally, just building those neural pathways just to keep expanding my mind.
Well, let's say, for the sake of discussion, that JC started that the week before Cleveland. He says it was either Cleveland or the week before where he started working with a mental coach. The Jacksonville game was the week before Cleveland. Jacksonville at home. That was week 13. From week 13 to 18, Ramon, J.C. Latham allowed 1 sack, according to Pro Football Focus.
Got to have an outlet, Will. Got to know how to process the good and the bad.
Here is the final cut from J.C. Latham we have on Saturday. How does the mental aspect of the game help you play better?
I mean, there's just so many different aspects of the game that we look to attack, but we kind of look at it like laying a foundation and just building every single day. So at that time, it was being able to mentally refocus. I was having penalties in some plays I might have not liked, and I had a tendency to think about the play while getting the next play, thinking, I didn't like that B block. Why didn't I like the B block, X, Y, and Z? And, we're getting the next play. Well, if you're thinking about the last play, getting the next play, you're mentally not focused for the next play. So just learning how to say, we'll look at it on film, let it go, mentally re-engage into the play and learn how to execute, because this is the biggest play, So just those things to, at the point now, to continue to lay down the foundation of what I want this year to look like and how can I handle the adversity or the successes of it. So.
Ramon, when did you get to a point as a pro to where you could focus on the next play after something bad happened?
Probably about year 3. Probably about year 3. Like, every mistake, that's one thing I'm trying to teach my boys and the kids that I coach as well.
Mm-hmm.
A bad play doesn't end your day. It just doesn't. It is the next play, as JC said, too. You know, the other thing that this franchise, these young guys, JC included, starting with him, have dealt with, too. A lot of these guys coming from college, well, they haven't lost a lot. I was talking to somebody on the field the other day on this team. It's just like, man, I'm not used to this. We're not used to this. It's like you told me we'd have won 6 games in 2 years. Like, this is not what we're used to coming even from college. So JC saying that he's got a mental coach now that's kind of helped him process what that is. It's probably a lot of, this is what you did right. This is what you should do. Like, move on quicker, because when you go from a high-rated prospect like JC was to IMG, and we know they never lost unless they was playing against Bishop Sycamore. No, they beat Bishop Sycamore too.
Destroyed
them. But, like, think about everything. He's never really lost at Alabama. He's had nothing but success. Like, this is a hard transition for guys who are trying to – he went into a program, IMG, and in Alabama that was already at a high level. So to come here and where he's got to kind of build this up is foreign to him. It's foreign to a lot of these guys. That's why I think the appropriate vets are necessary to kind of reset what they have going on. But it shows me, like, hearing him say that shows me his growth.
He's growing up.
He is.
He's growing up as a football player. And I think his growth, Ramon, is the difference between this offensive line struggling again this year and being a little bit better. If J.C. Latham can take the kind of year 3 jump that Peter Skoronski took last season, the Titans will be better on the offensive line.
That's 100. And if those,
there is no world where one happens and the other doesn't.
And there's only one position that you have to worry about hiding, and that's right guard, because I believe in the others.
Well, I don't agree with that. But I think it goes a long way toward making the entire group better.
If that's
but I still
case,
worry
yes.
about left tackle.
Yeah.
And I still have questions about a guy at center who's made 18 career starts in 7 years. I mean, he's a career backup that's being asked to do something very different. And then right guard that has major unknowns with 2 guys battling there.
I put it this way. I feel better at that, knowing at least 4 of them will be above the line each and every week. It's a matter of scheme at that point.
I don't see Dan Moore as being above the line. I see Dan Moore as the line.
No,
I see him as being a league average left tackle.
I definitely think he's above the line.
I think he could be a lot worse, but I also think you could be a lot better.
I see him as above the line when it comes down to his ability to be available, number one, and play at a position like, yeah, he might give up a sack, but, like, he, to me, I think has a lot left in the tank, and losing doesn't help as well.
615-737-1045 is our number. We wrap up the show with your thoughts, calls, and comments. Last chance for you to chime in the F&M Bank chat, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch as we wrap up the show. Coming up next.
A day at the spa, the perfect gift for birthdays, anniversaries, or any occasion. Lavish and luxurious, yet affordable. A grand gesture, yet simple for you. The gift card from A Moment's Peace. Give her the gift she won't buy herself. An escape, a bit of luxury. Something special that shows more than just words. A gift from A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa in Cool Springs across I-65 from Galleria Mall. Call 615-224-0770 or go online at amomentspeace.com anytime.
Ramon Will wrapping up the show from Titans training camp as fans stream in. Buck Rising show on deck. Robert Saleh is going to speak post-practice today. So if you are tuning in to hear him, you're not going to hear him until after practice. So stay tuned to the Buck Rising show for that. Let's go to the phones for the final call of the morning.
Just dropped off.
Just dropped off.
Drew.
That's all right.
My bad. Drew, come on, man. Man, by the way, I was talking to a guy, Titans fan up here, Brady. He's on the Tennessee First Responder Suicide Prevention Task Force. I was talking to him about that on the break, man, and how mental illness is a part of that conversation as well. So shout out to Brady, man, and all that he does at Tennessee First Responder Suicide Prevention Task Force.
That's awesome.
Meeting a lot of folks this morning. Signed a Titan Up towel today, too.
There you go.
I didn't put a number on, just wrote my name on there.
Yeah, I like it.
Absolutely.
Ton of fans here. It's always cool when fans make their way up here to our perch.
Yes.
Geek Terrace, and so many folks just come straight up to us and like, oh, we listen to you every day from X, Y, or Z place. We appreciate you guys always coming. And if you are going to be here at any time during training camp, don't be shy. Come say hey.
Say what up.
Absolutely.
Man, that's what I was telling Lil Fry in the YouTube chat. Said he saw us at Beat Up this weekend. He was afraid to say something. Lil Fry, I'm always out in Humble, Hendersonville,
We're
man.
so normal.
Yeah, just normal as heck out here, Will. That's all.
Here we go. Here's a fun comment.
What you got?
Ivory Chocolate on YouTube. Every time Ramon gives his opinion, Will, with one L, always disagrees. I had to pull over and log in just to tell Will, chill out. You came across as a know-it-all, smart, a $$. You never played in the NFL, so chill. Ramon, do you think I always disagree with you?
I think the parody, the back and forth that we have is good. I don't think you always. I think we agree a little bit too much.
Hey, Ivory Chocolate, how about you pull over and apologize?
White
right?
chocolate,
That's a wild thing
I love that, man. White chocolate, listen, Will and I.
You pulled over to waste your time. You're going to be late for work. You're going to have to tell your boss I was lying because I was mad that a take Will had on the radio.
That, Will.
And I had to be a liar.
Yeah.
And he made a liar out of me. That's why I'm late for work today, because I had to pull over and send a heinous comment on a YouTube channel.
Get him, Ivory Chocolate.
About, if you think Ramon and I disagree all the time, I don't think you listen to the show.
Ivory Chocolate is a
we agree all the time.
Name.
What are you talking about?
That's my guy, though, too. Ivory Chocolate, I appreciate your comments, and Will does, too. The fact that Will got you going this morning.
It means we did our job.
Hey, you know what, Ivory Chocolate? We don't have to have sit down and have a drink together. We'll do that. I'll get you a brew.
Job.
Because ELE, baby.
Absolutely. We're grateful you have good taste in radio stations.
Hey, the Foster gang is growing. That's what I heard in that comment. We got to get the bowling game going. Hey, we got to get the bowling game up because I got one, and it's Ivory Chocolate.
Drew is back on the phone line to talk about the Titans. What's up, Drew? Good morning.
What's up, Drew?
What's up, fellas? Hey, I'm on both y'all's team, man. I love both y'all.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
I got a few things I want to touch on real quick. One, I'm just so excited that the pads are coming on, man. My sons had their first scrimmage last week. It's great just to listen to pads pop, man. It's like music. Titans, I'm excited to hear this afternoon about them talk about how practice went. I'm really excited to hear y'all's breakdown of how practice went in the morning. Excited to see what Latham looks like with pads on, what the way center and right guard looks like with pads on. I do have a question. What is y'all's take on Jaron Canick's role? I know he's trying to make the team as a special teamer right now, but what do you think about him trying to get on the team as like a fullback Kyle Juszczyk type? Because I could see him being used as a fullback, but he's also going to be a weapon being able to be split out wide. Because if you line up in a run formation on 3rd and 1, and then all of a sudden Cam drops back into shotgun and Canick slides out wide, then you've got a running defending linebacker trying to guard this dude that runs a 4-4. So I just think that could be really great. I think he's got a lot of skill set, but he's just got to make the team, got to find a role, obviously. Sure. But, I mean, I just want to hear y'all's take on that. Y'all have a good one, and let's go Titans.
Appreciate you, Drew.
I think Jaron Canick has certainly got a role, and I think he's been impressive so far.
Him being a former linebacker, that shows you the physicality he possesses, that he could possess on offense if used correctly. What you do have, though, Drew, is a group of coaches that know how to ask guys to do certain roles. Like, that may just be his role on this team. Well, if he does make the 53-man roster, it is like packages where he can be at fullback or extra tight end. And on special teams, as Drew said, like, we know his pathway to making the 53. Going to have to be with Coach Bone Foster.
Go hit somebody on punt and kick team.
Yep, that linebacker violence, man.
I think if Jaron Kanek had a full season of healthy John Mateer playing quarterback at Oklahoma last year, he doesn't last to the 7th round to be picked by the Titans.
Funny how it works, ain't it?
Because I think Jaron Kanek shows explosiveness, speed, athleticism at a position where they are looking for someone to flash a little bit. Because they don't have Chikakonkwo anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not going to be asked to do the blocking that Chikakonkwo was always going to be asked to do. But I also think that he, in a more defined role and a little bit more of a role player, can come in and make some plays for this team. I think he makes the roster. Ramon, I think he, by the middle of the season, is probably getting up on game days. Mm-hmm. Kirby, you got something to say? Your mic's on, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, you hot right now, Kirby.
You are?
Pardon me.
How was your ice cream?
The ice cream was delicious.
Kirby, eating ice cream.
I saw that. And he turned you off, Will. It's the Ramon show now. We're back.
Well, maybe Kirby was the person in the chat tired of hearing my know-it-all opinions, and he said, "Let me just come over and turn his mic off."
There's a sugar rush on that ice cream.
Ivory Vanilla. Ivory Vanilla. We love y'all. We love all of y'all, by the way, man. But that's what's crazy too. Speaking of what's out here at training camp, we got adults out here eating ice cream before 10 o'clock in the morning, man. But they wouldn't let their kids do that. They would not let their kids do this, Will, and I'm not okay with that. Oh, never mind. There's a kid with ice cream.
Still summer vacation for another week.
Yeah.
School starts, next week?
Next Tuesday, I think. No, next Monday on the 10th.
Yeah. Well, anyway, to answer Drew's question, yes, I think Drew Kanek certainly has a role to play on the offense.
Did we give out his nickname just yet?
The Mechanic.
The Mechanic.
That's right. Courtesy of Rhett Bryan, who gets naming rights there.
Mechanic. The Mechanic, man.
If you're looking for a fix on 3rd and 6, call the Mechanic. He's standing by. Open downfield.
Number 81.
That's right.
Who made that tackle on special teams?
Call 1-800-81 for more.
The Mechanic.
That's right.
Mechanic, the Mechanic.
We'll work that into a Titans radio broadcast somewhere this year. We have a Titans radio game to do together. Friday, the blue and white scrimmage at Nissan Stadium, if you're going to be there.
I got a high school scrimmage.
You know, we're calling a Titans game a week from Thursday.
We are. It gets real. I'm trying to memorize as many numbers as I can, movements.
And then we'll drive straight from calling that Titans game to the studio the following Friday.
They say we land at
to do Ramon and Will. Can't wait. We're so back.
I'm talking
We are so back.
We begged for this.
I love
it. We prayed for this.
Back at it tomorrow morning here on the show, live from Titans training camp. The Buck Rising Show is next. We'll talk to you bright and early tomorrow morning after the pads pop today.
And if it sounds like it's loud in a party here, it is.
Good.
It is. And the weather's nice, right, Kirby? It is. Yes, it is. But you must remember at all times that Burt Wall's taking pictures. Your Twitter fingers and your mic is always hot, baby.